Hello and welcome to Achievement Hunting 101. I'm FufuCuddilyoof, and this is level 140. Joining me this week is none other than Corey, aka Rocker Dude 5012.
Howdy.
Nate, aka KooshMoose.
Heyo.
And lastly, it is Elliot, a.k.a. The Big L.
I really missed having an introduction last week. I had to give my own introduction, and it wasn't quite as amazing as yours, Kenny.
I can already tell we're going to get criticism that it wasn't good enough.
Oh, no.
It's never good enough.
The only thing that I would do differently is just let everyone know that this is episode 69 plus 69 plus 2.
There it is.
Oh, and stop using my government name. It's terrible. I'm the L to the smell.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Exactly. Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Why don't you just go change your name if you don't like it?
I mean,
that costs
$10.
Wait, it's only $10?
Yeah, it costs $10 to change your name.
So you really hate it then.
That's all it costs.
All right. So it's been 2 weeks since we've all chatted like this. How has your weeks been, guys?
I think
it's been a while.
Corey needs to answer that.
It's been a week. It's been a week, I tell you that. So, yeah, I'll get into it since you brought it up. Last week,
course.
I wasn't on the panel for work reasons. So I was on UK hours, so I was going to bed like when we normally start recording. So, yeah, it was just not going to work anyways. But it was my daughter's birthday last week, and I had the bright, amazing idea to get her a hoverboard.
Sounds fun.
It looks fun.
They really do look fun.
I'm adhering to the laws of the hoverboard and I guess physics, and I'm staying off of it. And my wife, she meets the requirements, but she said she had the bright idea of trying it out. And like my daughter gets on it first try and is like a professional hoverboard person. I don't know. She's zooming.
Well, she's a kid.
Yeah, she's a zoomer for sure. My wife, not so much. She gets on, and I go into the room after I notice that she's on, and then she's like trying to balance herself, and then she starts to lose it. She kind of goes back and forth, and we're kind of laughing at her. Then she falls. Long story short, she broke her elbow. Bless her.
Ow.
Bless her. And we had to go to the urgent care that night. That was on Monday night. And on Friday, she was having surgery. So that was fun.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah, and during the week, there was like a tornado watch, and they called the kids out of school. Turned out to be a bright, sunny afternoon. So there we go. And I had to play Mr. Mom all week and be on UK hours. So, yeah, it's been a week.
So it sounds awesome. Broke her elbow. That sounds awful.
I'm sorry to hear about that, Corey. Now, did her surgery have an extra U?
I'm not following that joke.
It's on UK time.
British
you talked about it 100 times. Corey.
Oh.
You listen to the
family's
podcast.
on US time. I'm on UK time.
See, this is why I got to just record with Koosh, because you don't pay attention to all of our dead horses.
What'd you say?
Did the surgery have an extra U?
That's a dead horse. That was a dead horse. I saw it. I, too, had a difficult week. My wife and child were nowhere to be seen.
Oh, no.
So I had to play a lot of games. Yeah.
That must be amazing.
What's that shaking I see behind you?
Oh, my shake weight?
Whoa. Put that away.
Gotta stay fit.
Yeah. A lot of working out.
How was your week, Al? Did you have anything exciting?
I played Carrion. I'm going to talk about video games because this is gone crazy.
Okay. Then tell us about it.
We've talked about this game a lot. I just wanted to say
into the game showcase.
There was an RTDL achievement that I was going for. And, everyone talks about...
That makes sense.
Yeah, well, while everyone else was playing Journey to the Savage Planet, I chose to play Carrion for some reason. But I got up to the bunker, I don't know. I really just underestimated this game. The 6 to 8 hours, I'm going to say, is a lie.
Really?
I don't know if everyone's using guides and cheating. Corey?
I think your problem is you're playing it with based on RTDL. So you're not. You need this is a game that you need to focus on.
Yeah.
I agree with you, but I wasn't getting lost. I was having trouble. I don't know if you want to say solving the puzzles as they were.
Yeah,
would
I
say-
don't think that's everybody.
Well, maybe it's just me. But you would say it's puzzle solving, right? Problem solving, trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah, sure.
Power solving.
Yeah, you have to pull switches, make water go up, make water go down, all that kind of stuff. I just want to say the 6 to 8 hours is a lie, or I just suck. Maybe it's that one. Yeah, the one thing I realized later, I had sent a picture into the Discord, the Vayner Discord, saying, help me, because I couldn't figure out how to proceed in a certain part, because I was a small baby Carrion, and I needed to get big. Not realizing until all the way through the game that I could eat, I guess, what do you call it, the mass? That
Biomass.
You would demass in the in the red puddle thing. And yeah, so I had to go and eat it and get bigger because I thought you just had to eat the humans to get bigger, and that was the only way you could do it. So I finally figured
You
that
can
out.
also eat yourself.
What? Oh yeah.
Yeah, you kind of
Eat the biomass.
what do? You separate and then you consume.
So anyway,
Carry on. What was your goal? What was your goal for RTDL?
You've been waiting for that one. I
My
didn't realize.
goal was to get to 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42. What's the reference, Corey?
I'm lost. I don't know.
All right. Good guess. Yeah, so I think I'm pretty close to the end of the game. I think there's 1 or 2 story achievements left. I also got the 3 containment units achievement. Now, I believe there's no missables, which I really enjoyed about this game. So I was not tempted to even look at a guide at all. But I think at the end of the game, to find all of the containment units, I'm probably going to use a guide if I can't find them myself, because there's no map, and that's poop.
So this is what I suggest. I didn't guide the game because of the no missables, and plus it was just an enjoyable game, and it was short.
Yeah, totally.
Once you finish it, go to the Vayner channel. I'm pretty sure it's pinned, or you can Google it. If you go to the Steam page for Carrion, there are maps for Carrion, and you have to look at them on your computer or your phone and play the game. But you could just do that and help you find the containment units, because once you beat the game, you'll have all the upgrades you need. But I don't think that's cheating. I think this game needs a map in its menu system somewhere. Like, that's the only improvement I could make with the game. It needed a map.
That was the most obvious, improvement that they could do right away.
I mean, are we being logical and realistic? Because would this blob thing be carrying around a map? No, it wouldn't.
But it's got a brain.
It only has
It's
a
got some
brain.
graph paper in there somewhere. Pencil. I'm sure it's picked up a pencil somewhere in its travels.
You should be able to take control of a human, and they can look at their map.
Oh, there's an idea.
Like once you if you go and look at the maps that are on, Steam or whatever, and you look at the overarching map, this is a pretty big map, and it's you're gonna be like, oh, that's why I got confused. Like I didn't even realize that there was a hub at the time I completed the game.
Or maybe there's a power up where you steal like a security guard's head, and you just keep it in your body, and you can then access his brain.
Now you're
and
talking.
look at the map. Yeah.
Now you're talking.
Carrion 2, baby.
That could have even been an upgrade.
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to believe this, but there's a DLC that came out for this game. But there's no achievements, so nobody knows about it. And I planned on trying it, but
right?
It is on consoles. I haven't tried it yet. I planned on trying it, but hopefully I get to it before next week. It is, for some reason, a Christmas DLC that came out in March. So I'm really wondering. It is
I
on the
think
console.
it came out Christmas time on PC. Yeah.
Oh.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's there. I wonder what
I know
it
that the
is.
PC had some sort of like user created level.
Yeah.
add-on.
Yeah. A level editor, map editor.
Yeah.
People can make their own little puzzle rooms.
That's where I thought you were going with that, but interesting.
It's all interesting, yeah. It's you said
I'll be curious to hear your thoughts when you finish the story. Because
Okay.
you're very close.
all right. I'll get there. And you said the map is big because I briefly wanted to say I think the March was supposed to be Hollow Knight month, and I think everyone failed because of the Journey to the Savage Planet leaving Game Pass announcement. Everyone's attention diverted. But Hollow Knight is known for having a huge map. And I think the
Yeah,
way
and I guess
you-
Carrion's not as huge, but it's confusing. It was for me, at least.
so big that you have to find a cartographer
Yeah.
and write stuff on the map, right?
The thing,
Is a cartographer silent?
the thing about
Oh, dear.
Carrion is that the way they did the map for that one too is like they used to do in Nintendo Power, right? Where they would just take like a screenshot and they'd stitch it together next to the other screenshot.
Oh,
and
yes.
stitch it. But it's done really well in the Steam map, or in the guide that's on Steam. When I played it, it was so brand new. I mean, I played it the day, maybe even the hour it released in North America, and there were no solutions. It was just like everyone was complaining about, I'm lost. I have no idea where I am. I just keep going in circles. But after a couple of days, then they started putting out a little bit more information, a little bit more maps and such.
All right, yeah.
Hold on one
The DLC. It looks like it came out March 18th, so it is actually real fresh.
Huh.
And they call it not the gaudy DLC, but the GTOY DLC, the greatest time of the year DLC. I'm for if they want to add a title update for achievements for that. That'll be good.
Yeah, so the interesting thing about Carrion, doesn't it feel like it's a brand new game?
What do you mean?
What do you mean by that?
What I mean is, I feel like it just came out. But it
I
came
don't
out.
feel that way.
Oh,
was
that's how I
almost
feel.
a year
I
ago.
still feel, yeah,
No.
that was my point. It's been almost a year, and I can't believe it. So it came out in July. So I'm like, wait a minute, this might leave Game Pass in July, so I better get to it.
Oh.
And there's a stack.
There is a stack. Smitty was the first person on TA to finish the Win 10. I remember that one because he was the only person that did that version
Hey.
first. But he did it.
And I know this isn't your style, but if you are planning to do it, maybe do it sooner rather than later. It will go quicker on the
Yes,
second
that's
playthrough.
what I've heard. Yes.
Playthroughs
Yes.
way faster.
I imagine it would be.
Well, yeah, you remember where everything's. Yeah, remember where everything is and whatnot. So, second playthroughs are usually faster.
All right, Corey. We've been waiting.
My turn.
We've been waiting an extra
2 whole
week for
weeks.
this. You told us next week we're going to talk about this game, and you lied. You
I
better-
did.
You better
Yeah,
talk about
I
it now
didn't know
for
about
half
the
an
UK
hour.
hours thing until like Thursday the week before. So I did not have time to prepare. I just told my boss, yes, I'll
People
do it.
into Discord today were throwing you under the bus for this.
Yeah, well, I'm about to
The
sell
Wookiees
them a
were throwing
$30
it.
game. I'll give them that.
Oh.
Before I get into it, though, I didn't get to play it all last week, and like when the weekend came, it was my time to shine with Journey to the Savage Planet, and I'm just gonna tell you right now, from Friday to yesterday, Monday, that's all I played, and I know Koosh talked about it last week, and I talked about it real brief when Mario carried me through it, and I didn't have like a ton of words to say on it, but that's a great game. Yeah, Journey to the Savage Planet was really good. Glad I got to experience it in full. Anyways,
Did you pay attention
yes.
to the
Yes.
story and the humor? Sorry to cut you.
I did as much as I could, but I had to go fast. Time was that's the kicker to Game Pass. There's some stuff that I definitely had to do a little skipping if they were talking, or I wasn't able to pay attention to everything they said because I was trying to fast travel around and whatnot. But
What about the puffer birds on the DLC 1? Did you get the joke there?
I mean, it looked like Toucan Sam.
Okay, so you didn't.
Oh, was that milk? Like Toucan,
Yes.
and he's the cereal bird.
Yes, when you when you destroy them, they explode in like a cascade of milk and Fruit Loops. There's like little Fruit Loops that pop out.
Oh, I missed the Fruit Loops.
And when you kick it into the meat grinder, your echo goes Fruit Loops.
You know what? I had to go back really quick, and you can definitely see that in the achievement art, and the achievement is part of a complete rep.
Absolutely,
very nice.
It's hilarious. The humor is so good. El, I can't believe you didn't play this game.
I know.
You would love the humor.
And there's a co-op achievement.
Next time it's on sale.
All right. Anyways, the game that I teased a couple weeks ago, I couldn't talk about it. If you want to hear about an expert talk about Kaze and the Wild Masks, you know what? Self-branded expert right here. First person on TA to complete it. I'm just going to say first person in the world. You know,
wow.
First person in the world.
As far as we know.
The devs didn't even play that.
As far as we know.
As far as I'm telling you.
Okay.
I somehow scored a copy before anybody else and completed it before anybody else played it. So I was the first person to start it and complete it before anybody else. So that was cool. I don't, I will agree that, those first, if people get codes early, they shouldn't count. It's there on the leaderboards, but, I still did it fast. Anyways.
I think it counts.
He still did it before
I think
you
it counts.
Yeah.
You are an elite podcaster. You deserve all the codes before everyone else.
All right. Anyways, so yeah, this game is called Kaze, Kaze.
Sure.
And the Wild Masks.
Kaze.
It's Kaze. I'm pretty sure. I watched a developer like a trailer or video talk about it, and he said Kaze, so that's what I went with.
All right.
Yeah, that was my
Kaze
first
it
question:
is.
was how do you know that's how it's pronounced? Do they say it in the game?
No, there's no talking in the game. It's
okay.
There are like some cutscenes, but it's kind of like silent, comic book style. No words. Anyways, this is a platform game, and it is a love letter to 90s platforming games. To think Super Nintendo, and I keep seeing people. Like, they keep mentioning Sonic. What's another one I saw? I can't remember at the top of my head, but I know I saw Sonic earlier today. Maybe Bubsy, maybe. But this is like Donkey Kong Country 2. Like, if I had to compare it to one game, that's the game that this reminds me of. And what you are doing is you're playing these levels. It's been a little bit of time, so I might get these wrong, but there's maybe... 8 to 9 levels per world or per island, and there's 4 islands total. And then each one comes with a boss level, so you have like 8 or 9 regular levels and a boss level, and each one comes with a bonus level. You only unlock the bonus level if you successfully complete all the bonus sections in the regular level. So if I break it down by like a normal level, you play it, and there are these gems, crystals, whatever, just floating along various paths. You have to get the majority of them to complete that objective. Now, none of the objectives are required to get to the game, but they're there, and they unlock achievements if you complete them all, because they add to, whatever little story map that the game contains. So you have to get all of those. Along the levels, there also are 4 golden coins. So you spell Kaze, Kaze. So those are hidden throughout, just like Donkey Kong coins, right? So there's that connection there. So you have to get all those. And then in each level, there are 2 hidden like portals that take you to these mini games that are like these bonus sections. You have to successfully complete those to unlock like each side of that crystal. You do that for the whole island. You unlock this bonus stage for each island. The bonus stage is completely different than a normal left to right scrolling platforming level in some cases, and they are typically harder levels. The one of the, just slight spoiler, one of the first ones is a platforming level, but they take away all the platforms. You have to look at like context clues around you to know where the platforms are, and so they add a challenge to the game.
Interesting.
And then each boss kind of contains, something like a power up that you might have used earlier in that world. And that brings me to the power ups. Not every level has them, but a good chunk of the levels have these power ups, and that's where these wild masks comes into play, like the title says. Each of the masks will turn the main character that you're playing, Kaze, this bunny. They'll give her some kind of powers. One is flying, so there will be entire flying sections. So remember that bird in Donkey Kong Country? There you go. There's another one that turns your character into like an endless runner, and so you can't stop, but you can like jump and double jump, and you have to navigate that in a particular set of moves. And obviously you have to get all those crystals and stuff I was talking about as well along the way. There's another one that allows you to swim. So there you go. You kind of like Donkey Kong Country had its pets that you gathered. This one has these masks that give you these powers. And then you usually have to use one of them to fight the boss of the world. You do that 4 times. That's the game done. And like I said, you have to complete every objective for every level to get an achievement for each one of those things. You also have to complete all the levels without taking damage. Sounds a little bit difficult, and some of those levels might give you a little bit of a challenge because they do include the bonus levels, but I did it, so it's definitely doable.
This game is very pretty looking.
It is super pretty looking for its pixelated art style. I really love it.
So you just answered one of my questions, actually. I saw on YouTube there's a hitless speed run that's like an hour 12. Do you need to beat the whole game like that, or just each level individually and it keeps track?
Each level individually, and it does keep track. You can kind of see a little special icon once you do that. And you just have to do that for every level. You don't have to do it in one go. One more thing about the levels is once you complete them, you then can play them again and hit this little clock icon to enable time trial mode. Basically, that is a...
hey, man.
I'm trying to think if you had to do that in one shot or not as well. You might have, or maybe it set you back. I don't remember. Obviously, the best way to get through time trial mode is to go through damage list, but all you had to do was get a medal in each of those. I had no trouble getting pretty much gold in everything. One of the things, I think I got silver, and it counted it. So as long as you get a medal, it seems to give you that achievement for doing that on every level as well. And if you do that 100%, that will get you all of the achievements but one, which happens to be a speedrun achievement. And so another thing that you kind of mentioned is somebody did a damageless run. Well, the speedrun achievement is you having to complete the game in under 2 hours. And it sounds a little daunting because I think my first go through was like somewhere in like the 6 hour range, maybe 6 to 8 or 6 to 10 even for 100%ing everything. But you don't have to go through damage list for any of that. And there's also 2 modes that you can pick when you start a new save file. Original mode, which they recommend, just makes it a little bit more tougher, just tougher. Or like in easy mode, I think they called it. And all easy mode does is give you more frequent checkpoints. So I was the brave gamer as I am, and I did my 100% run on original mode. And I said, let me try easy mode for the speed run, because if I die, I won't have to backtrack as much, and it will help me with the speed run. Saved that for a second, and I actually didn't die that much, but it did help, and I completed the game in like an hour or 20 minutes or something like that. So it was gravy. So I can't say enough good things about the game. And in fact, like the audio is good, the graphics are good, the gameplay's top notch. If anything, I wished it was longer. I think it came out to be like somewhere in the range of 36 to 42-ish levels. And I loved every single minute of it. It was a great game. I think the $30, like it's definitely warranted. It's getting great reviews. But I know that that's not going to sell super well. I can already see the tracked gamers on TA is less than 150, and it's been out for almost a week at this point. And I just don't think that it's going to get, gangbuster numbers for players because of that price point. But it is a good game.
Needs to go to Game Pass.
Yeah, it's Sedesco is the publisher. They're hit and miss with their games, but I think this one is definitely a standout in their lineup here. But it was so good, so good, and I've only seen good things about it. It's getting really good reviews.
Yeah, I'm watching a couple of trailers as you're talking, and all the trailers are giving it 9 out of 10s, 8 out of 10s, 10 out of 10s. Like, everyone seems to love this game. And just looking at the trailers, I can see why. And gameplay, not just trailers. This looks very good if you like platformers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it provides just the right amount of difficulty, and like you've mentioned, it's pretty for what it is, for these pixelated, what is it, probably like 16-bit graphics.
Don't actually.
Super Nintendo platformer type game. It's just great.
It looks so smooth.
Yeah, it's pretty smooth.
It's
not janky, all that.
Yeah, I chuckled at the animation when you're on a vine and the rabbit use the rabbit ears to climb up and down. Very cute.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Does it have idle animations?
Uh-oh.
You know what? I don't think I ever just sat there with it, so I don't know.
I could never sit still. I was always moving.
I know what you're talking about, though. It's like when you leave Sonic alone, he like taps his foot.
Yeah, he gets mad.
Bubsy always did hilarious
Looks back
things.
at you.
I would have to guess it probably does, but I couldn't tell you for sure.
Well, since you compared it to Donkey Kong Country 2, I have to ask, are there any underwater levels?
There are, there's no entirely underwater levels, but there are some that are long underwater sections.
Also sections.
It's funny you ask about that. I just got to a part of a gameplay review, and it showed the underwater section. It's like, crap.
Yeah, Donkey Kong Country.
Those were probably there's not a lot of them.
Wow.
There's like 2 or 3, and those are probably my most frustrating ones when it came to like a damageless run, but they're not too bad.
Okay, I also just saw the platformless level. That's interesting.
Yeah. That one took me maybe it had to take me at least half an hour the first time I did it, and then I was thinking, oh crap, I got to do this damageless.
Speedrun, no damage.
I actually speedrun. Yeah, you have to do a speedrun achievement. That's the one I was really worried about. But after some practice, it was fine.
What could the developer do in a DLC that would get you right back into it? To left mode?
Just more levels. That's all I need.
More levels.
I just want to play more of the game.
A second Kaze that has 4 ears.
Well, I mean, one of the things that I like about it is once you beat the game, you've beat the game. But if there's a secret ending, and to get it, you have to get 100% of one of the collectibles. I can't remember which one it was. Maybe all of the crystals or the Kaze coins, one of the two. And once you beat the boss again, you get the true ending, as I like to call it, and it has its own achievement. And they could set it up for a sequel. But yeah, it's just a good game. It's very accessible with that easy mode. It gives you more hit. You have this thing floating around you, and it kind of takes a hit for you. And you get a couple extra of those in easy mode.
Like sparks.
Kinda, yeah. And then obviously you get a little bit more checkpoints if you happen to die, but it's a great game.
Did you like it?
All right.
Love it. Love it.
It's good to hear you glowing like this.
Definitely a top game of the year so far.
Ooh.
Top, 1 or 2, definitely. I actually can't think of a better game. At least they came out so far this year.
High praise. All right. Nate, what have you been up to? What game have you been playing?
Well, I've been playing a game for a very long time, since this morning. Narita Boy came out. I think I think it released this morning sometime. I don't think it released last night. Sometimes these things come out a little bit early. And I've been looking forward to this ever since we got that demo that we were able to try out. And they released a little gameplay video at the same time. And it just looked like something that was calling to me. It's got very stylized pixel graphics, very smooth animations. It harkens back to all kinds of like movie references like Star Wars and The Last Starfighter and Tron and all sorts of stuff like this. So it was made to hook that nostalgia itch in me for sure. And it is kind of a hack and slashy platformery type thing. I haven't found a double jump yet, but I do keep getting new skills.
My question.
It's not. It is not a Vayner. It is just a fun action platformer. Kind of large sprites, so your character takes up a significant portion of the screen. He's not tiny. He's no Ori. But then again, he's no like super huge character that you can only take 3 steps across the screen. It just seems a little bit big. The jumping is pretty responsive. There's a couple places where you have to do some kind of precision platforming so far. Like little narrow columns that you have to jump onto and not fall off. I have had a little bit of issue with kind of directional snapback. So when you're running one way and you need to turn and strike behind you or whatever, sometimes your controller snaps back the opposite direction. So you want to strike left, but for whatever reason, just like the stick returning to its position kind of like turns your character the other way. And that's kind of really annoying in these, precision kind of combat situations that you find yourself in. Speaking about the combat, you start off with a few basic moves, and you start to pick up new moves as you go along, as you beat these little bosses that pop up every here and there. And you only see about 3 or 4 characters on screen at a time. So the combat really isn't that crazy. It's not like a Guacamelee where you have to keep in mind like move sets from like these flying enemies and like these ground pound enemies and these enemies that flip from light to dark. You don't have to do all that kind of combat math in your head on the fly. This you're really only going up against 3, maybe 4 people at the same time. And at least for now, their attacks are pretty, something that you can grasp pretty easily. And you just basically want to get to one side and have everybody be on the other side and then kind of fight them that way. I really like it.
This is very much a Nate game.
How do you guys feel, quick poll, about like filters on your game? So
Hate it.
So you hate
I
that.
hate it.
So you don't like the fact where it's pretending to be a CRT.
Can you put little cats?
With like little rounded corners and like scan lines.
And it looks like hazy all the time.
A little bit hazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sort of stuff.
I hate it.
Okay.
Like back in 1995, had that CRT you could toggle on and off.
Well, there was that
Only the
Ratalaika Conan the Barbarian thing that had that stuff too, and you could turn it off.
I hated that one.
This
like
game allows you.
Yeah.
This game allows you to turn it off in the options, and then on the main levels, the combat levels, it just looks like just kind of a regular side-scrolling thing. It doesn't have that weird CRT filter over top of it. I turned that off, and then I went into one of these little memory flashback scenes, and it's on. So I thought the option wasn't working. And then there's these other kind of transitional rooms that you're in that it doesn't matter what setting you set, like it's still going to have that weird CRT filter over. This game desperately needs a map. There is no map.
So is it level? It's not level based.
Okay, so it's room based.
Okay,
so you're
Interesting. That's
basically
not what I
running from
thought.
left to right. There's no like high exit and low exit like there are in some games, like Bladed Fury I was just playing last week. Doesn't have that. Instead, it's you go through this door, or you go through this door, or you run off this edge of the screen, or you run off that edge of the screen. Sometimes you'll go up an elevator, and the elevator will have 2 doors out. You can go out the left door or the right door. so far, it hasn't been too much of an issue, but this is not a game, I think, that you want to play and take a break from and then come back. Because in the very first main area that I've been, the task has mostly been go find this disc, use this disc like a key to unlock this door. And you're basically just running through this door and then going over to the left and doing something over here and then going back to the door and then going in this other door and running to the right and doing that thing, coming back. And if you forget where you are, if you're not current with that, it's going to be a real pain to remember. You're basically just going to have to explore every room again. So that's one of the big issues. The other thing is that they're very much into their lore. They've made up their own lore for this, and it's very heavy into it. And it's kind of like there's no parallel to it that I can kind of grasp onto. It's just weird. It's like, oh, we're going to do this, and there are these priests and the blah, blah. And I'm just like, I really have no idea what you're talking about right now. Like, you've used so many weird words. I just don't even know what the MacGuffin is that I'm getting right now. I'm getting a disc. Okay, that's cool. I have to get these 3 lights to light up to open a door. That's cool. I can deal with that. You've got some other term for it, but whatever. It's 3 lights. There's puzzles to get through certain doors, and that basically so far has consisted of find these runes somewhere in the level and then enter the 3 rune combination. So it's not terribly difficult. I think I'm probably coming across as not liking the game, but I do like the game. I do enjoy it. But I do want it to be more. And I think
what do you mean by
I've
more?
seen from my 2 or 3 hours playing through, the achievements are popping fast and furious. And they're all progression based. So they're not like situation based, like, oh, you killed 5 people with 1 strike or anything like that. It's, oh, okay, you did the thing. Here's your little dopamine hit. You know, here's an achievement. And so I don't think there's going to be missables. There are a couple achievements for finding some hidden discs. And I don't think that those are going to be missable. I think you're going to be able to go back and get them. I also think that once you've beaten the game, the second playthrough, because this is a stack, is going to be really fast. There's no, as far as I can tell, new game plus or anything like that. So yeah, it's kind of just a basic, really good looking action platformer. And I don't think it sticks around too long. I think it's going to be a good time, and then you're done. So it's $30, I think.
25.
It's $25. I would not recommend paying $25 for this. I would recommend getting this done on Game Pass before it goes out. But I'm enjoying it. I don't think I sound positive about it, but I am enjoying it. I think I'm just disappointed. I'm not angry, just disappointed.
Right. I think, I'm trying to find where I saw it, but there's only 2 completions so far, which, I mean, the game just came out. And they both spent, like, the average is like 10 hours. So, doesn't look like a long game, necessarily.
Yeah, it doesn't seem too long.
Like you said, you could probably bang through the stack quicker if you do it, more recently.
Yeah, I thought that maybe there would be an achievement for not getting hit by some of these bosses. And I was just like, oh, geez, these patterns are not the easiest to figure out how I'm not going to get hit. But basically, you just have to not get hit enough to outlast the little mini bosses or whatever.
Yeah, I gotta say,
I'm
looking at the gameplay videos, because I have not played this one yet myself, is I don't really love the aesthetics.
Yeah.
I do like the music a lot, and it definitely looks innovative, but just the graphics, just something about them just irks me.
They hurt my eyes.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, you
Old
can turn off that filter, and it's a much more flat experience. Doesn't have that rounded weirdness to the whatever, and it's not as glossy.
That sword is very.
It still looks good. It still looks good in that mode. Yeah. One thing I didn't mention is that a lot of this game seems to be, or a lot of the story seems to be about this character, the main programmer. So basically what happens is there's a programmer working late one night, and all of a sudden, kind of like Tron, something happens and the programmer basically disappears, or I'm not sure. It looked like he fell over in his chair. I'm not really sure what happened to him because they don't really say it, or maybe I didn't pick up on it. But you're basically going through and you're trying to regain his memories as some sort of entity in the game or in the system is trying to take those memories and then rewrite the program. So your goal is to go through, find these 13 memories, reconstitute them, which will allow the game to be stable. And this bad guy won't be able to win. So a lot of the storytelling is done through these kind of memory flashbacks where you basically just walk from left to right and you click on a thing and you read some story. And that art is done really well. Looks just like the gameplay art, but it's basically like everything is like a snapshot. And you're just kind of walking through that memory snapshot from left to right. But yeah, I mean, maybe the art style's not for you, but if you like what you see, the game plays very well and very fluid.
Yeah, I'll definitely be trying it out. One thing to note is if you want to just try it out, for those who are very cautious about their tag, it looks like it's almost an insta-pop if you start the game, right?
Yeah. I think the first achievement pops when you get your sword.
The guide says start the game and enter the first he misspelled structure. I don't know if that's how it's spelled in game or not,
No,
but
it's a typo.
Okay. It just looks like it's super quick to put on your tag if you're cautious about that.
Yeah. I think the demo is still active. I think you can do that or play it on a tag.
You don't have to play it.
Do you think it? I wonder if it runs smooth.
I don't have to play it. I'm not going to.
It doesn't look very costly as far as resources go.
Yeah, I'll let you know in a week, because I'm sure I'll beat this game and I'll move on to the stack in about that time.
The solution for the Win 10 version is much better. It says begin a new game, and once you're through the introduction, this will unlock.
I did notice that there are quite a few of like Win 10, like because it is a stack. There are quite a few guides on the Win 10 achievements that aren't on the Xbox achievements. So it's like somebody's like a Windows ambassador, and so that's what they're sticking to. So I don't know, worth checking out if you're trying to figure it out. One of them I'm just randomly clicking on them. One did say that it's missable. I obviously can't speak to it, but it's something to note. Just take a look. Yeah. Flags aren't there yet. It's too new, but
I'm not sure what happens when you beat the game. I don't know if you can go back and explore things or not, or if you just have to do a second playthrough up to that point.
Moving on, if no one else has anything else to say. What other game have you been playing, El?
I just wanted to quickly mention that Michelle and her brother and I booted up the demo for Outriders. I keep forgetting the name of that game, which is not a good sign. I keep thinking it's Outrunners. I keep saying that. No, Outriders. So basically, it is if Gears of War and Destiny had a baby. The gameplay is definitely Gears, but it's a Square Enix game, so it's just weird to see all this. The menu screen looks just like Destiny, where you can find loot and stuff like that. And Destiny has burned us in the past. Played that with Michelle and Boots Orion at launch, and it was very lacking, we'll say. But Outriders is on Game Pass starting April 1st, no foolin'. And what drew me into the demo, and I wouldn't normally bother with the demo, but the progress rolls over from the demo. So that was interesting, and also we wanted to see how it was before it wound up on the tag, so this was the way to do it. And for the demo, what you have to do first is play the prologue by yourself, and then after everyone finishes the prologue, then you can join together and play 3-player co-op. And so far, it's very beautiful. You can customize what your character looks like, and if you don't feel like doing that yourself, you can hit the randomizer. And Brian and I both wound up...
Which means you hit the
Brian
randomizer.
and I wound up with bearded lumberjack-looking guys, and Michelle picked a girl. And we discovered through asking that the girl and the guy have the same dialogue, but different voice actors. It's definitely more mature than Destiny. Some swear words and stuff. That's what reminded me of Gears a little bit. But it wasn't as dark as Gears. It was definitely more colorful. Because Gears is always criticized for having dark,
gray,
gray and brown, and Yeah, but
So
yeah.
I downloaded this only for Journey to the Savage Planet to happen, so I never played it. The achievement list just dropped for it.
Yeah.
3 people have started it. One person's like a good ways into it. It doesn't look bad.
Don't really want to look at the list yet, but if you see anything interesting, go for it.
It depends on like, I mean, as far as like grindy, you gotta. It just says complete all side quests, and then you have to get to a certain level. I don't know how the leveling works. There's character levels and accolade levels. How far did you get in the demo?
Not that far. We did 1 side quest. I think this demo had 4 side quests.
That's a decent demo.
It's a very good demo, actually.
And all the progress does carry over, correct?
Yes. Oh, there's different classes also.
Well, I'll just say this.
You can pick between 4 classes.
Yeah,
They said that the progress carries over. Yes.
You might say that's a decent demo, but there's an achievement for completing 25 side quests and then one for completing all side quests. So
Good. Side quests are
I don't
good.
take
It's
that
all
for what it's worth.
26.
It could have 26, but it could also have 100.
Or 50.
26. Or
Maybe to 25 is
there could be
affable.
24 and isn't unobtainable.
Who knows? I don't know.
Damn you, Kiefer.
It could be grindy. It could be 80 hours, 150.
It's okay. So
but
far-
it also could be like 30.
So far, it's good. I just hope that the story maintains. So far, it's been a good story, but in Destiny, you just did the same levels over and over, and it just hope you don't have to do that. So hopefully more on that next week. Like you said, the list basically just dropped today, right before we recorded, and it technically comes out April 1st, so 3 people have it somehow, but maybe they're reviewers.
So you're saying the game is a joke?
What? What did I miss?
No.
No, it's a good game.
Don't worry about it. Terrible joke. Never
I
mind.
missed it. I also wanted to just quickly say that I enjoyed doing the Crypto by Paugi stream with Koosh last week. I have actually been going through this game with my wife, and unlike the other Paugi games, we've just started from the first level and have just been going through the whole lot of them, and when the achievements pop, they pop. So just like the other Paugi games, just there are specific levels. You can just look up which ones they are. You don't even have to look them up. It tells you right on the achievement list. You pick those and solve those and get the achievements. But I actually really enjoy this game, and my wife and I enjoy figuring them out together. And the controls are not as awful as the other ones. The Sudoku being frustrating because most people are used to Sudoku on a touchscreen. You can't do that. And what's the other one? Round Out, the one with the wheel.
Yeah.
It was a little
That one's a little
clanky. So this is my favorite of all of them by far, the Crypto. And there's 210 puzzles. So for $8, if you have someone you enjoy doing puzzle games with, I would recommend it. And that was Crypto by Paugi. So a good potpourri of games this week. I know we're chomping at the bit to discuss something else.
Some other potpourris.
It's just a little thing. Just a wee little thing happened this week. The ID at Xbox Showcase did I don't know. Did you guys watch this? Do we
want to do this now or end with it?
No, let's do it now.
We're doing it now. Doing it
Let's do it on
live.
the sheet.
Because it's all right. It's going to be 2 a.m. All right, I'm ready.
Well, hey, if this was a 4-hour show, then we'll just match the ID at Xbox Showcase because it was 4 hours.
All right, Corey, tell us how you really
Right.
feel. What did you think of that? What did you think of the presentation of this showcase showdown?
So, the showcase in and of itself was a good idea. The presentation could use some updates. Basically, they
Come
had
on, Corey.
That's one way to put it.
they
freaking
had a
sucked,
couple
He's
Corey.
very
moderators.
nice.
Spit it out.
So I got lucky. I was only able to watch the first hour before heading to surgery for my wife, and so I was able to catch the last 2.5 hours later and skipped all the fluff.
That was lucky.
So this was a live stream. You couldn't skip ahead or anything like that. And they had a couple moderators going through between all the trailers that were happening, and sometimes they didn't seem like they knew what they were talking about. But whatever, that's fine.
They were totally read from scripts.
That happens all the time. You know what? That's whatever. The other thing that they did that I didn't really like, I think there's two main things. One, they took breaks. This is a live show. I don't know why you need breaks.
An actual break. It went to another screen with a countdown of when they were coming back.
Yeah, they could have just replayed the trailer. I don't
When
care.
your show is that long that you need breaks, maybe you need to not have your show be that long.
Yeah.
That was mind-boggling that they actually had a freaking break in it.
Yeah, it was not great. I left at the first break, that first real break. The other thing that they did, which is not bad necessarily, I think they could go about it differently, is that they had somebody, typically a streamer or somebody in the industry, giving an interview with the dev or publisher of a game. So they focused on one main game, and they showed a trailer and gameplay from that game as they were talking about it, and just went into some deep specifics. Again, all good and dandy, but they spent an ample amount of time with each of these, and that's not why we were here. We were here to just, see what's coming, and get in and get out. I think that what they should do is what I wish they would do is, while it was cool to see, however many games they said 100 plus. I don't really know if there's that many. I would love it if they did a Nintendo style direct every month. Give me an ID direct every month.
That'd be great.
Drip feed me. You don't have to give it all at once, because you know what? I'm not so sure that all. Actually, I know some of this stuff's not coming out till 2022. So why tell me about it now? Tell me about it in November. That's how I feel. It was way too long.
Yeah.
I love ID games, but it was way too long of a show for what they did.
Yeah, they should go back to the first format that they had. There was a bunch of sizzle reels, and it was like 4 videos or whatever, and it was, it didn't last too long. If they're going to do it 4 hours, they should tell you it's going to be 4 hours. That was
that too.
I think that was the main thing with this is when we hear a showcase, we're like, oh, okay, so this is like an whatever showcase, and it's going to be an hour. They're going to have to talk to some devs real fast, ask one question, get on to the next thing, show me trailers, and it's going to be action-packed and exciting, and keep moving. Not sizzle reel, interview, break. Sizzle reel, interview, break. Very monotonous. The breaks and the interviews really just... It put a halt to all the excitement and all the hype.
I wasn't there to I didn't watch the number of viewers or anything like that, but I have to guess that they dropped.
It kept dropping. Yeah.
Oh my god!
One of the fun things to do is watch it drop.
Yeah, it's and nothing to the streamers, nothing about the streamers. I don't know them. I assume they're a decent sized streamer. They had a nice setup and all, but it almost seems like they were picked to do this that morning.
Yeah, they were lovely, but we don't want eye candy. We want people that are knowledgeable about their games.
Yeah.
Or why not both?
Or why not both?
Or just sizzle reels, and then you can have interviews later, and we can digest all that later.
Later,
that's
you cannot
what they
watch
should have
them.
done.
Yeah, we just need Phil Spencer saying, "Here, watch this," and praise us.
Yeah, and that was the other thing. There was no world premieres.
Well, I think there probably was, but
I didn't hear the announcer man in that wonderful voice say it.
Yeah, so it doesn't count.
I don't think they give this to indies. It's not part of the
Well,
contract.
they should. They should. It's still ID at Xbox. It's still Xbox. Come on. You can put that guy on somewhere else.
All right, enough of that.
But
let's get to the good stuff.
Enough with the bad stuff. Let's get on to the good stuff. So what we're going to do is everyone, there was 100 games there, even if they weren't all dived into and we saw actual gameplay. It might have just been, a quick 5-10 second clip of it. TA has a nice article that we kind of went through, and it just has every single game showcased. My God, there was a lot of games. The one thing that they did deliver is they showed us games. There's a lot of stuff coming.
Right, and the TA article, they at least go into ones that were named. I think there were other ones, maybe in sizzle reels. That's the word. That just didn't even tell us the name. But yeah, the article's pretty good. Give it a look. One thing that they did, they added stuff that is technically already out, like Narita Boy made it, which I guess is not out then, but that and Adios and it's like Celeste made the cut. I don't know why.
There, yeah, for some reason.
Yeah, that one was
But
odd.
it's mostly coming soon stuff. But yeah.
And there were some games that have been showed before that they showed new gameplay trailers or did like a extra like an extra dive into it, show new stuff, just to kind of like, hey, this is still coming.
And there was no Tunic.
There was no Tunic. For as much as I wanted to see it. So yeah, at least the games I picked, I don't know about you guys, because we have not shared our stuff. I did not pick anything that we had previously heard about. Just to throw a little mystery in there.
Okay, so yeah, we all picked, well, at least I assume we all went through the list, narrowed it down to, and got a list of games that we either felt was interesting or something that we wanted to play. And then we narrowed it down and we have our top 5s. And then after that, we could give honorable mentions if anybody has them. Yeah. Who would like to start with their number 5 game?
So we're going like, our number 1's the best. That's what we're going to end with?
Yeah, we're going with our best.
All right.
The game that you are most hyped about is your number 1 game, and we'll save them for last.
All right. I expect overlap, but we can just bring it up when that
There will
happens.
probably be some overlap, but, that's cool. And like Corey said, I don't know we don't know what's on each other's list. We got this secret from each other. So who wants to start?
I think L should start.
Okay.
Me?
Let's start with you.
I didn't watch any of these
you.
trailers. Fine. I'm going to start with a cautiously optimistic game.
Okay.
Entitled Nobody Saves the World from Drinkbox Studios.
We're saving the best for first.
No.
I knew that was going to happen.
Okay,
there you go. That's my top pick.
Really? You're such a spoiler.
Really? So you only picked one then?
I think that they didn't show us enough. This trailer was very bare bones. And just saying it's from the people that made Guacamelee was not enough for me to automatically love it because it just looks so different. It has procedurally generated dungeons.
Did you?
What, Kenny?
I'm sorry. I was just going to say, did you watch the full interview with the devs on this one?
I did not.
Okay, I was wondering if you saw that. This is one of the games that they did a deep dive on and spent like 10 minutes or so on.
Oh, well, maybe I would have changed my tune. But from what I saw, it was just a quick little trailer saying coming soon-ish. It showed off different forms you could do, different abilities, and it looks like it's got the little killer rabbit from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. But maybe I just want to see more.
Humorous, and I think that they showed enough. I don't think they gave a date for this one.
Yeah, soonish.
But
coming soonish.
But this is a Game Pass one, right? If I recall.
Yes.
Yeah, so it'll be available whenever it's available in Game Pass. I like that it has like you're a nobody. Nobody saves the world, so you save the world. And I like that you have these different forms. There looks like a ton of them.
Yes.
I'm a little skeptical that there's too many because I think that is a thing that can happen in games. But I love the art style of the game, and you have quests, and it's an action RPG, and yeah, I don't know. I have high hopes for Drinkbox in their previous games that I think this one's going to be a standout game, and it happened to make my top pick. I kind of said this to Koosh behind the scenes, and he's sort of disowned me, but not my selection of games. Like I could narrow this down to a top 5, 6 pretty easily, and the rest were kind of like, eh. So
this is your top pick.
This is my top.
This is L's bottom pick. This is your top pick.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know that you've not done your homework, Dennis, basically.
Well,
I mean, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, just being from Drinkbox is not automatically great because I really didn't love Tales from Space Mutant Blob's Attack. It really wasn't for me. I didn't really love it.
Huh?
Well, you've got to look. That was their, first Xbox game, right?
I never played it.
I think.
Yeah.
It's a good game.
Yeah.
I doesn't like it, but it's an okay game.
It's okay. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, but Guacamelee, just the humor and the Easter eggs and the gameplay, just everything fell into place for me with Guacamelee. The co-op, everything.
Yeah.
It's gonna take
so
a lot.
as a studio, I like the way they've progressed, and this is a big departure from Guacamelee, that style of game. So This is more of an RPG, an action RPG. So
I think the humor is going to be there.
I think there is going to be good humor. Yeah.
And I think
there's a turtle shooting a bow. That's pretty cool.
Like the quest, like one of the first quests, I guess, it says smash stuff. He hits a box and just quest complete. I love it.
Yeah. That was another fun thing about just before we move on to games. Another fun thing about this presentation, they actually talked about achievements multiple times. So it wasn't like achievements weren't on anyone's mind at all, but they just out of the blue just brought up achievements. I thought that was super cool.
Yes. Yeah, there's a couple of games that did that.
Yeah.
In what context?
Well, I mean, when Stallion was
oh boy, say no more.
moderating, he asked a couple of questions about achievements, and then I think some other developers mentioned achievements without being prompted.
The developers for Soup Pot.
Yes.
Like you said, this one. Oh, there was like one or two others that did it. I believe Moonglow Bay.
I thought that was
started
the one
talking about
thinking,
achievements. Yeah, it didn't just take Stallion to mention achievements for achievements to be brought up in a showcase like this, which was really nice. All right. Well, if that's L's number 5, Nate, let's go to you. What's your number 5?
All right. My number 5 is Recompile.
Ooh.
Recompile.
So Recompile, if you've been following this, this is not the first time they've shown it. It looks like an action platformer, and I think the word Metroidvania has been used, or Metroidvania-like has been used. It just looks like fun combat, and my kind of action platformer. I mean, I really don't know much about the story. I just know the action shots we've seen make this look like a good looking game. I think that they have different camera perspectives. I think it's going to shift a little bit. At some point, it looks like there's a little bit of first person shooting, but for the majority of the motion seems to be side scrolly or
there's definitely some 3D.
Yeah, there's
parts.
definitely moving forward some. So I'm not really sure how that's going to play out.
It changes perspective quite a bit.
But I'm interested in this one, and so that's why this was my number 5 pick.
You're a hacker, Koosh.
It definitely didn't. I can see why you definitely said I didn't do my research, because as soon as you said Metroidvania, I was like, oh, I should have caught that one. I should have looked into it a little bit more.
I'm going to get you excited, Corey. I'm going to rekindle that.
You need to recompile your list, Corey.
Like this still, I think I need to know more. The trailer does look interesting. It's definitely a game I would try, but it leaves me too many questions to know whether it's going to be good. Like I don't know if that camera angle is really going to get on my nerves enough to want to really play it. If it's a Metroidvania, I have to play it. But I think I need to see more.
I see 0 hints of a Vayner on this trailer.
Yeah, you don't see any HUD unless that's the actual game.
Like
you don't
Blasto.
have a HUD, which would be cool, but...
Yeah, that game looks okay. I don't know. It looks like an 8 game.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to win you over with that one, Fufu.
Nah, that one's not... I'm going to need to see more for that to be able to win me over.
Yeah, I don't think you're ever going to be won over by that one. But for me, I'm interested.
I'm going to go next. So my number 5 game... And this one has been said before, but it is The Ascent.
Okay, cool.
Now, The Ascent, if you haven't seen this was like I said, this was mentioned before. It's like a cyberpunk action RPG. it's kind of like a shoot 'em up kind of a game. It kind of has that is it the isometric camera angle? What's that camera
Yeah,
angle?
sure.
I can't think of what it is.
I mean, that is a
Something
word.
like that. I cannot think of what the word is, but this game just looks fun. It's a co-op game, 4 players. This looks like something like this might be like a new Thursday night game maybe for us. And this is one of the games. This is one of the games, and it'll be launching straight into Game Pass, which to me is just like, okay, that just makes it even better. Have you guys watched this? Any of you interested in this one?
I'm interested.
I am. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the one that you akin to the Ruiner, right?
Yeah. Every time I've seen this, I'm like, oh, it's like a brighter. It's like Ruiner with more light bulbs
And more people.
and more people.
Yeah, I had a feeling that this would get brought up, so I actually did not put it on my list. I'm glad you brought it up because it is one I would play, 100%.
I was actually wondering if Nate would have this one on his list. I thought if someone else had it, it would be him.
Yeah, I'm interested. I would say it falls into honorable mention or maybe just under honorable mention for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I like games like this. Like
Kind of Lara Crofty and the
Temple of Osiris.
Temple of
I
Osiris.
don't know if you've heard of these
vibes.
XBLA games, the Alien Breed games. There was an
I've heard of them.
Alien Breed. Yeah, there was 3 episodes for some reason. The Team 17 games. Warhammer 40,000 Marine thingy. Yeah, just these isometric twin stick shooters. The 4-player co-op is obviously what would get me excited about it because games like this tend to be
I figured as much.
very repetitive. But there's
Yeah,
definitely
I
lots
don't know
of
if I'm going to be
exclusions.
able to convince my group to play this, but I'm going to try.
Do we know if it's coming
Yeah.
to Game Pass?
What? Yes, we do.
So it is on Game Pass.
Hope
Okay.
it's online co-op because
It'll be launching straight into Game Pass. And this is also a game that was announced for the Series console, so
Oh,
if you have a Series
That's
S
right,
or a
that's
Series
right.
X,
Is-
it'll be even prettier.
is it that or is it a series exclusive?
The one trailer that I watched, it did say Xbox One and Xbox Series XS.
Okay.
So
I
it should be for everything.
I want to say the TA article said Series X, and it made me worried.
I thought the same thing when I read that on the TA article as well. I went, oh no, I'm not going to be able to play it. But then, like I said, I watched a trailer for it, and at the end, it said Xbox One. So it should be for everything. All right, well, in that case, Corey, give us your number 5.
All right, number 5 is VoidTrain. Now,
I am so glad
I'm going a
someone
little left
put
field
this on their
here, and I
list.
don't think anybody would have picked this one for me, but it's just weird
No.
enough that I need to know more. It's the one that as soon as we saw it, they start out with a train track, and then you're like kind of building a train, and it starts moving. People are like, "Oh, it's the tracks expansion, the tracks DLC," and then it goes somewhere else that's not where you think it's going, and you start going first person
Bonkersville.
mode. You start shooting people, and from what I can see, you're gathering materials. And looking into it a little bit more, you actually have to upgrade your train and build better weapons. And so it just sounds
Maybe?
crazy enough that I want to play it. And it also is online multiplayer up to 4 people as well.
Is it really?
Yes.
I did not see that part.
Yeah, this one is, I think this one's not set to come out until 2022, so it's like one that could have waited. But yeah, I'm interested in VoidTrain.
I am right there with you.
I would have picked that for you,
I know.
or me.
Tracks HD.
This is one of my honorable mentions game for basically the same reason you gave, Corey, is it looks so out there. I just want to know more.
Yeah, like it doesn't look terrible, and I don't know. As soon as they brought out the first person and like shooting this creature thing, I'm like, what? I gotta know more.
Yeah, it's like Tracks meets a survival game, maybe?
Kind of.
I
It's
don't
like
know.
you're tethered to this train that's floating in space or the sky, and you're out there floating as well. So, I don't know. It's weird.
If you haven't watched this trailer, just go watch it. It is very difficult to try to explain. It is just bonkers. All right. Let's get into number 4 picks. Let's start off with Nate this time.
Oh, we're just changing things up, are we?
I want to change it up.
Okay, number 4 is, with a bullet, Loot River.
There goes my number 3 pick.
Number 3, okay. So Loot River is kind of an actiony, like hack and slash, it looks like, but all of a sudden, as you're running through and you're fighting with your sword or whatever, it turns into Tetris. You're moving on these different tetramino-shaped pieces of land, and all of a sudden you're shifting those. Like you're smacking it to the left and then down and then to the right, and you're squishing people with it, and then you're jumping off of that to move around the map and then progress forward. It just looks crazy. It's like they took 2 games that didn't really, they don't really go together at all. Like, what goes with Tetris that involves a sword? Nothing does until Loot River comes around and makes it look really interesting. So yeah, I find myself really liking these hack and slash, like fast combat games these days, and this looks like a very interesting twist on a game type that I already like.
It is roguelite.
No,
And it's dungeon crawling. So
absolutely.
I dig the again, this is like a pixel art game with blood and swords, and I am here for it.
I can see this being your game. I know you were pretty hyped in the chat for this one, Nate.
Yeah, when I saw it come up, I was, very, very into it from the get-go. I mean, just the cutscenes, number 1, in the trailer that they showed, that little animated kind of pixel art cutscene looked really cool. And then just the fluid animations of pixel art, for whatever reason, I guess because of, the age at which I started gaming, I just have a real affinity for pixel art. Yeah, this game just looks super cool.
And also I know that, publishers, I would think, typically have less to say about a game. I think that it does speak to the games that they decide to publish. And this one's actually published by Super Hot Presents. So the Super Hot people are now publishing other people's games. And this is the first one they're doing. And I think that says something, because Super Hot is a pretty well-established, liked game. And
Yes.
It's kind of like the Hollow Knight people that, they did that Cyber game.
Cyber Shadow.
Cyber Shadow. I think it's kind of like that. Like, that they have a certain level of quality that they want, that they bring, and that they would want their games that they're publishing to bring. And I think that this one is going to, I think it's going to deliver. Definitely looks cool.
I think it looks interesting. One thing I noticed is that the game's called Loot River, but the trailer seems to focus more on the action aspect of it. There's one quick screenshot you could see where you can check out your inventory, your loot, your stats. I bet you that there's more of that going on when you're actually playing it, as opposed to this action-packed trailer. So it's just interesting to me. But I didn't even pick up on the Tetris.
Yeah, it did look like it had
puzzles.
gears. Yeah,
So
I don't know if they're puzzles so much as they are just, how to do certain combat. There's one scene in the trailer where there's a slow-moving guy with a really big sword, and you kind of you get on your little Tetris piece or whatever, you slide over at him and you strike him, and then you slide it back to dodge him.
Yeah.
So that was a really cool thing to do, and I don't know. I'm excited to see more about it. I'm very interested to see where it goes.
Is there a...
This is
Go ahead, Ken.
an example. Oh. Go ahead.
I was going to say, is there a term for the face Is that like a mask? It looks like a Spy versus Spy.
Doctor. Yeah, it's
like,
a doctor.
like the crow thing.
Okay. Is
The,
that what it is? Like a
the crow beak.
It's a
you know,
I know what you're talking
you know
about.
Spy versus Spy, right?
It
Oh,
has
what's
to
it
have a
called?
name.
Yeah, but I mean, even if you go back to Assassin's Creed, like
Old school
Yeah.
doctors.
I want to say 3 or 4, or not 4, Brotherhood of Revelations.
2. Yeah, the 2 saga.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is a Plague Doctor mask.
Plague Doctor.
Plague.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's it. Apex Legends
I
has
could
a
not think of
character
what
that
it's
looks
called.
like this.
Yeah, and so does Shovel Knight, and so yeah. I mean, this is a historical mask that doctors used to wear. I guess it was a filter to prevent germs and such.
Yes.
Plague, perhaps. So yeah,
Yeah, the long beak acted as a filter. Is almost like a old timey gas mask.
filter and a straw.
It's like an N45 mask back then.
Nice. Loot River is one of these games where being in the indie side of games is more rewarding in some ways, because this just looks very unique. It's not just another first-person shooter coming out. It's not just another hack and slash. This game looks different.
No release date, I don't think. And did this one mention Game Pass?
This one did
Don't
it
think
did
this
not
one
mention
did not.
Game Pass, at least in the
But-
TA article, and I don't think it had a date.
Pass.
It is highly
I
likely.
don't
though,
think this one is.
by super hot people. Both of their
Come
games have
on,
been to Game Pass, so
We can hope.
we can hope.
As of right now, there's no confirmation. Carrying on. Al, what's your number 4 game?
All right, I have a very controversial pick that you'll
Okay.
either make fun of me for or wholeheartedly agree. Not sure yet.
Or both?
Moonglow Bay.
It's cloudsy, isn't it? Moonglow Bay. Okay.
So
Okay.
it is brought to us by our friends at CoatSync, who give us Fogs and Cake Bash, which we might have mentioned once or twice on the show. It's being touted as a fishing RPG. At first glance, it looks like Minecraft, and I'm like, but once I saw that it was has some local co-op, it sounded like something I could play with my kids, or my kids could play with each other. And the other awesome thing is that it takes place in Canada. So Jables can maybe give us some background on this game.
He kind of has to play
It
it.
definitely has to play it. There's over 100 types of fishies, and you can cook also. So, I don't know. To me, it looked pretty cool, and I look forward to showing the trailer to my kids and checking it out.
This is something I want to talk about, and this is like another honorable mention for me. It's funny because as soon as this game came on and I saw the art style, I immediately just typed in our chat in Discord, I'm out. Because I looked at it, I'm like,
You don't like
I
voxels.
can't do it.
Mhm.
I
get
don't like the art whatsoever. It's an immediate turnoff for me. But then this was another game where they went in depth with it, and they were talking to the two
Yeah,
devs
that
on
was
it.
the first game
And the more they talked about it, they really went into it. They talked for 10, 15 minutes on this game, and the more they talked about it, the more everything they said, this is a Kenny game. Where if you like Stardew Valley or you like Animal Crossing or anything like that, you're probably going to like this game. I feel like I should like this game, but I can't get over that art style. I really dislike the art.
See, I'm 100% the opposite. I actually like the art style. It looks like The Tourist, which I know you have not played.
No,
The
for the big reasons.
what they talk about in the game that you do actually turns me off. In-game fishing is one of my most hated things in video games, and that's like a big portion of this game. I can already see the achievement. Let's catch every fish.
Yeah, that's when you said 100 fish, I was
100%.
just like, oh no, 100 fish?
Yeah.
Watch out for the one that
It's-
electrifies you. Ugh.
It's like you have your own city and you can decorate it and customize it and build it up. So there's a little bit of like the management kind of a stuff in there, and like the fishing. And then cooking, you catch a fish and you cook it and you sell it to upgrade your boat and your resources to do more and blah, blah, blah. It's like,
Now,
Sounds like I like it. I
remind
don't know.
me, is this the one that had like a very eerie turn to it?
Yes, and that's what I liked
Yes.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that called a lot of people's attention.
I saw
Yeah.
voxels, and I saw that you couldn't destroy the voxels, and I was like, I don't know. Voxels are made to be smashed. That's why they're cool. They're boxy, and they break up into tinier boxes. That's what voxels are. That's why you use them. And then when they weren't doing that, I was like, I don't know. Then they start talking about all this, management type stuff. I'm just like, I'm not really liking that. But then a ship sinks and they start talking about all these people that died. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like that doesn't jive with this cutesy art style. So you've got my attention, sir. It's not in my honorable mentions, but it is very close to my honorable mentions.
Yeah, this is when they were talking to the devs, they were mentioning how they didn't want to give away the story, but they were very, very much hinting that this is going to have some darker undertones to it, so who knows. And this is a game that will be launching into Game Pass.
It's a maybe for me.
Your kids will like it, I'm sure.
I kind of doubt that.
Okay.
There's no hoverboards in it, but I think
Well,
it'll be fun.
all right, well, let's get on to my number 4, and come on, everybody knew that this game was going to be on my list somewhere. Soup Pot.
Especially when you accidentally paste the link early.
The listeners
Sorry.
don't know that.
How the sausage is made.
I might have accidentally shared the wrong link.
Whoa.
Soup Pot. It's just not necessarily a cooking simulator, but it's like a cooking game. Once again, this is another game that they went in depth on for a while. It's very much just it's just a cooking game. You have ingredients in your kitchen, you have a pot, and you can make some soup. And you just it's not, when I say it's not simulation, it's because they're not really like, oh, hey, here's a cookbook. This is exactly what you need. You need X amount of this and X amount of that, and you got to do it perfectly, like in a Overcooked or something like that. It's very much of just throw whatever you want into this, and it makes a dish. And the interesting little part about this is that they have like an in-game social media kind of a thing where you can upload it to I guess be shared across with other users. I don't know. This game to me looks like a perfect before bed game where it's like, oh, I'll just play this for 20 minutes or so before bed. It just looks very calming, very interesting. This was another game, like I mentioned before, where they're talking about achievements during their interview, and the devs specifically said that the achievements for the game aren't necessarily going to be skill-based, but more of a situational, something just kind of fun achievements. Like they have achievement, the 5-second rule, where you got to drop an ingredient on the floor and pick it up within 5 seconds, put it into your dish. There's another achievement for burning down the kitchen.
Yes. And they said that there's no fail state in this game. And I'm like, how do you not have a fail state when you burn down the kitchen?
Exactly.
So I like the art style, but I do not see the appeal of this game.
I know the three of you have absolutely no interest in this game whatsoever. This is for me and probably 5, maybe 6 people listening to us right now that's interested in this game. They actually created Discord, and I jumped into the Discord, and they have like a Ask a Dev section, and I asked them, is this coming to Game Pass by any chance? And they said that they hope it will be, so this is a strong maybe that it will be in Game Pass.
Like, can I make Italian wedding soup? Can I make minestrone?
Is it just soup?
I mean, soup pot? I don't think we've been shown enough to know if it's other things than just this.
All right.
Now, can you tell me if it's other things besides terrible? Because this looks awful. Now, I do enjoy.
I know.
I do think that the social media app being called Cookbook is clever, but one of the things right here in the trailer is someone posting on Cookbook saying Filipinos should stay at home except for essential activities like buying food and medicines to help keep the coronavirus from spreading, authorities said. Who the hell wants to play this? Who thought of this?
Wait, what?
Yeah. Go to the trailer. Pause it at 20
I
seconds.
missed that part.
And this is like all the fun about cooking, but you don't get to eat afterward. Who thought of this?
Was it just me, or did they have like a Zelda-like cooking mechanic too? That when it's done cooking, it bounces. Was I the only one that saw that, or was that just one particular?
No,
thing?
because
really
I'd rather be
goes
playing
over
the
Zelda.
watch?
I'd rather be playing the Game Boy Zelda. This is not what I want to be playing.
I can tell you.
Like I said. Oh, go ahead.
There is some sort of appeal in
A
this
banana
to
peel?
me. Yes.
Easy achievements.
Like,
Ba-dum-ts.
well, I mean, yeah, achievements, yeah, obviously. But like, if it's not Game Pass and it's not $2, I don't think I'm gonna play it.
No. Once again, I know this is very much just a me
But then
game.
again, I bought I Am Bread and I haven't started. So
Bread makes you fat.
I'm a sucker. It does.
That's what Corey has told me numerous times. Aye.
Well, let's get on to Corey's number 4 pick.
All right, here we go. This is one that I actually don't remember seeing in the trailers, but I found it on the TA article, and it's called Aerial Knights Never Yield. Do any of you guys recall this one?
I do
Acme?
because I watched the video.
Okay. So this is a 3D runner game. It's very stylized.
That sounds familiar.
It takes place in like a Detroit setting, I think. I don't know. You're like running through streets and through forest, and you're just like running and jumping and ducking that I can tell. But I really like the
Oh, I
music
remember
to it.
this.
It looks like it's going to have like the soundtrack is going to be like a big part of the game. And it just looks like to me, like that kind of looks that relaxing type Zen gameplay. Like it's probably going to be stressful, but at the same time,
This looks stressful as I'll get
at
out.
the same time, I think it's one that, you just zone into and have a good time. I
Did
don't
you
know. I was
ever
kind
play
of
Ape Out?
surprised. Ape, yeah, I
Did you
played
ever
Ape
check
Out.
out Ape Out?
Yeah, I did.
I'm getting
Never got on my tag.
I'm getting some sort of Ape Out vibes in terms of the style of just the art, not the gameplay. I did think it was a cool trailer. I thought this looks interesting, and then it just moved too fast for my old eyes, and
I could see that.
and I just thought, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can tell if I'm supposed to vault that table or slide under it. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to tell in time.
If you tell me that this is Miles Morales, you can make this a Spider-Man game.
Ooh, see, now you just sold it.
And it kind of has that Into the Spider-Verse feel a little bit.
Well, I do like. I think I'm not sure if it is or not, but it seems like the parkour that he's doing might be randomized. So
Maybe
'cause he's doing like these weird spins and flips and kind of like half speed flips and all sorts of crazy stuff. It looks pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's what made the middle of the pack list. I don't know. I think I would like this game, and I would definitely check it out. I don't know if there's like different modes, but the mode that they show most on the trailer definitely interests me.
I would like to watch you play this game.
Oh yeah,
And not play this game.
This would be a fun stream game.
Have you ever finished an Infinite Runner?
can you?
Well, okay, forget the definition aside. Have you gotten all the achievements in an Infinite Runner?
Can you name me one Infinite Runner game?
Yes.
Infinity Runner?
The Infinity Runner.
Never played it.
Yes, you
Let me
have.
sell it to you. You're a werewolf in space.
Oh, is that what it is?
You're a space werewolf.
Oh, I definitely
You've
played
totally
this.
played Infinity Runner.
I have. I've played. Now that one is a little different. I think this one would last longer.
Then there's
I don't know
Funk
about in
of
terms
Titans.
of gameplay. But
Funk of the Titans, I think, is another one.
never played
Which
it.
I know is available to you.
Yeah, maybe I should play it.
Yeah, check that one out.
I didn't think that was a runner game. To be honest.
I think it is. I want it.
Well, maybe you'll want Aerial Knights. Again, this one is published by Head Up Games, and I typically like, like every other game they put out. So I don't know. They have some stinkers and some hits on there. They made my favorite point and click, Truberbrook, or published it at least. So yeah, there we go.
All right, yeah. We'll keep a heads up on that game.
I basically wanted it in there because it looks cool enough, and I don't think enough people put any focus into it. So Aerial Knights Never Yield. Now you can go look it up.
Go back to Nate. What do you got for number 3?
All right. Number 3. I think maybe one person is with me on this. Blaster Master 03.
Blaster.
So,
Sunsoft.
you may not remember this because you guys were probably not born yet. There was a game system called the NES, Nintendo Entertainment System, and on it we had a game called Blaster Master. And it was cool because there was an overhead mode, which was kind of like a really large Zelda-like type game. But then there was also, I guess the majority, maybe it was a 50-50 split. The rest of the time you were in this cool tank kind of vehicle that basically you get new upgrades for, new jump upgrades. I think there was a double jump. I think there was backtracking. Yeah, it's a lot. It shares some DNA with Evader. Let's just put it that way. So I am excited not only because we're getting Blaster Master 03, I'm hoping that this opens the door to getting Blaster Master 02 and 1 at some point in the future. This is nostalgia food for me. So nostalgia gaming wins Blaster Master 03.
Yeah.
I'm not going to play this. Either.
Yes, same. Not for me.
I can see the appeal.
I can see the appeal too. I can see why you would want to play this. I can see L possibly be enjoying this.
I mean,
not for me.
It was cool to see the Sunsoft logo pop up there, just like 20, 25 years ago, whenever it came out. And I mean, on the plus side, it looks like Blaster Master, and on the minus side, it looks a little too much like the NES Blaster Master. If that makes any sense, like it should be a little bit more like.
Makes sense.
So for you guys that don't know, it's basically 2 different types of games. The first part, you're in a car, you're driving around and shooting stuff, and then there's certain parts you get out of the car, and then it's like a top-down shooter. So it's kind of like 2 games in one. Now, one thing they don't show in that trailer is if you're chasing your pet frog, which was the plot of the first game, your pet frog runs away.
Wait, for real?
Yes, I remember that. You can't make that up, and you can't forget these things either. There's a good cutscene for the day.
Pet frog runs away.
Your frog runs away, and you go
chase after him.
I think it's Fred, maybe.
Yeah, you interested now?
Great soundtrack. I would definitely check it out if it was on Game Pass.
It didn't say Game Pass, but
it's going to be a running theme.
It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. I'm going to buy it. This one is getting bought. No questions.
Yeah, it's going to be a running theme, though, man. So many games were on Game Pass.
Is the Blaster... So it looks like the Blaster Master 0 part of the franchise is like, I guess, their reboot. They started in 2017.
Is it Japan?
I think so, yes. Well, no, they just had they released on the Switch.
Oh.
I thought it was just a remastering.
Yeah, it's been everywhere but Xbox.
Yeah. So that's why I'm hoping that we'll get 1 and 2 at some point in the future.
It gets like 7 to 8 out of 10s. Might have to bid on that.
You're changing your tune a little, But that's my number 3.
All right. Oh, what's your number 3?
All right, I think I'm going to take Nate's number 1 now. You ready, Nate? You ready?
I think you might take my number 2.
Oh, yeah? All right.
What you got?
I got Omno. Am I right?
Oh no,
Nope.
that was an honorable mention.
Honorable mention.
At best.
Wow, not even on your list.
Oh.
Wow.
Nope.
This game looks fun. It definitely looks a little bit like Rhyme. Yes, it does. You are holding a staff. And what's interesting about this game is that the staff looks like it's a big part. Not that holding your staff. Kenny, stop smirking.
What are you talking about? I don't understand the joke or what you are insinuating.
Me neither. Just from the
Get your mind out of the
gameplay
gutter.
I've seen, you're using your staff. You could surf on it. You can summon blocks and to jump on them. So it's like a puzzle platformer, 3D.
Float with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I like this type of game.
Teleport.
This one stood out to me. This must be an old game, though. This
is
trailer,
one that has been confirmed for Game Pass.
This trailer's from 2018. This must have been a long time in the making. Oh, yeah. The other thing I forgot to mention.
So this is a weird one.
One quick thing I wanted to mention is that one person made this game, I believe. One dev. Studio.
Really?
Studio Inky Fox.
Yeah,
Wow.
This one's
That's impressive.
a little different. It is coming to Game Pass, but it was also a successful Kickstarter. So
Yes.
it's one of those where you just kind of get burned if you backed it. I mean, I guess you own it, but
Yeah, I wouldn't
Definitely.
necessarily say you get burned.
definitely happened to me before. I don't know if I would be a little peeved if I could have just got it for free, you know. But like you said,
Well, it's not saying it's going to be on there forever.
It's pretty old. The Kickstarter. When did this Kickstarter launch?
I
Had to be a long
remember.
time ago.
Yes. I remember saying the same thing about Bloodstained, but now it's gone from Game Pass. So, like Kenny just said, it doesn't last forever.
Yeah, this isn't a first party, so it's not like it's going to be in there forever. So if you backed it, at least you got it forever.
Yeah, and looking at the
And-
Kickstarter, the console ports was a stretch goal, like their last stretch goal. So
Oh,
I
really?
guess that's
Wow.
why we got it. So apparently people have a lot of faith in the game.
So, does this do nothing for you, Nate, or is just a little too much of a been there, done that with this type of thing?
Oh no! I mean, I'm interested in it. I didn't go and take a deep dive and go check out the official site. And had I done that, it might be a little closer to like my number 5 or something like that. But it's the second honorable mention for me. So it's right there. It's just below the cutoff. And that was before I went and checked out their website. This was just from the trailers and the sizzle that we saw. I was kind of down on it at first. Just I guess what we saw during the showcase. I thought
nothing.
It looked a little empty. Looked a little, like
I can see
there
that.
wasn't
I can see why you
lot
say that.
to it. Like it's just like large open landscapes with not much in it is what I was getting.
Simple.
From it. It makes sense if it's just one developer. That makes a whole lot of sense now. But yes, I was getting the Rhyme vibe. I was getting all kinds of indie exploration type exploration action adventure type vibes from it, and I was interested. And then when I went and I was trying to just pick out my list, I was getting more excited about it. I actually gave it 2 stars on a 1 to 3 star rating system. That this was kind of up there.
Yeah, and watching a trailer at the end, it says Xbox Game Pass and Xbox Game Pass on PC. So, stack maybe.
Mm-hmm.
No release date as of right now, just coming 2021.
One of the things that's on the Kickstarter is if you paid £200 or more, your name gets engraved in a monument in the game. So that would be cool to find.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
For £200,
For £200.
What's that in American?
a couple kilograms. I don't know.
Not that kind of pounds.
Oh, okay, sorry.
That's so cool. Cool perk.
It's $274.
So for how much?
$274.
Oh, isn't
that
it?
seems too pricey.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Man, we could have all gone in together.
Yeah,
on
close
that
enough.
And then put a monument that says Achievement Hunting 101.
I don't think we were a thing when that Kickstarter was.
I don't know,
around.
man.
It seems like it's been a while.
That is true. Not a thing.
All right, where are we at, Kenny?
All right.
Where are we at?
All right. So
Yeah,
my
Kenny.
number 3. My number 3 has been another game that's been talked about. Second Extinction. This game looks freaking awesome. This looks like Left 4 Dead meets dinosaurs. So instead of zombies, you're shooting dinosaurs. This looks like an awesome co-op game. 4-player games, very similar like Left 4 Dead. Honestly, dinosaurs, if there's a dinosaur in it, I'm probably going to want to play it. I love dinosaurs. So as soon as I saw it's kind of like Turok-y co-op shooter, I think, well, let me say this first. In the TA article on this, apparently there is a early access on Steam. I did not know about that. I might have tried it out. And everyone right now is saying that it's lacking content, which is a little upsetting. However, it's not released yet. It still is early access. This looks like it could just be a really, really good first-person co-op shooter.
I'm a little hyped for this. I had a feeling you would pick it. I'm glad you did.
Oh,
I would definitely
yes.
play this with you. It looks really good. I bet it looks amazing on like a series console.
Oh, for sure. I'm sure.
Is it confirmed co-op?
Yes,
Yes.
three person.
Was it 3? I thought in the trailer it was 4.
The announcement trailer that you just linked says an intense 3-player co-op first-person shooter, but that was from 2020. I don't know.
Okay. I might just be remembering wrong. Okay.
Yeah, the trailer shows
But-
3 people as well, so I don't know. It looks
There's
good.
been so
though,
many games. I might have
no
been
matter
thinking
what
of
it
something.
is. I
Oh,
really
yeah,
like
it is
the
3.
landscapes are very different. There's like one you're like in a frozen tundra, one you're just like in a valley, some you're like in buildings and stuff. So like I don't know how that all relates together, but if there's a story, it's got to be pretty crazy.
Yeah, and obviously this is just a splash trailer and make the game look as good as possible. But the combat in it looks like it'll be really good. It kind of has that new age Call of Duty, Titanfall movement where you can slide and shoot, fast paced action. It just looks awesome. It looks like a good time. And apparently it's going to be full release later this year. So heck yes. Nothing says it's coming to Game Pass, but who knows? That could change. But nothing confirmed yet. Corey, we already know you're number 3, which
That was
once again was
Loot River.
That was Loot River. So don't need to go into that. So let's get into number 2s. Nate, what's your number 2 game?
My number 2 was Stolen by L. It's Nobody Saves
Oof.
the World, because I'm a huge drink box fan. I like apple juice. It's probably my number 1.
Capri Sun.
Fruit Punch. Can't stand Fruit Punch. Do not like it. Yeah.
Fruit Punch is
I'm
gross.
not a Fruit
I
Punch
agree.
guy. Sorry. I mean, I've known about that about me, but that's just not how I roll. So yeah, I love drink box.
Interesting.
I just do. I just love drink box. So I'm not completely blown away, and I don't completely understand what they're doing, but I'm excited for another drink box game, and
All
I
right.
trust them.
So for someone
Trust them.
for someone who doesn't like fruit punch, you're certainly drinking the Kool-Aid over here.
I am drinking. I do like Kool-Aid. I
Oh,
like lime Kool-Aid.
yeah.
I like strawberry Kool-Aid. I like cherry Kool-Aid. So I
Kiwi
do
strawberry.
trust them. This, like Corey had said, it looks like there's too many characters, too many classes. So I don't know how that's going to work out. I don't know if they're situational or if they're just, transitory. Like you're just going to do it to get to the next one. Because it did look like you have to do this one skill or this one job to get to the mage. And then from the mage, you can then branch off and go to these other things. So I don't know how that's going to work. But I am definitely interested. And like I said, it's Drinkbox. I want them to do well. I also want them to not do well, so they'll go back to Guacamelee and Metroidvanias. But I'm definitely here to check it out.
All right. Yeah. I honestly almost thought that would be your number one just because of who developed it. All right. Can't wait to see what your number one is. But until then, what's your number two?
Me again.
You again.
A lot of repeats.
That's how round robin works.
Oh, okay. All right. My number two is a game that we've been waiting for this game to come out for a couple years now. Sure, you can figure it out now. It is 12 minutes. Now,
I was wondering who was going to say that one.
I'll be the dummy who says it. This game looks really cool. So basically,
It does.
You have 12 minutes to, I guess, try to solve a murder. Your wife's murder. And I guess it's like Groundhog Day. You keep trying over and over. From what I...
But your person remembers stuff, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so...
It's like Memento.
Yes. That was a good movie. We have found out that Willem Dafoe, Daisy Ridley, and James McAvoy are going to be voice actors. So maybe they're taking their time recording their lines. But this just looks fun.
William Dafoe.
He's the Green Goblin. Very handsome gentleman.
Yep. That's how I know him.
Yeah.
Wait, that's how I know him as Green Goblin.
I mean, that's good enough to know him from there.
I don't know anything else. I know the name, but I know him as Green Goblin.
Boondock Saints, you might remember.
He's
Never
watched Rated R movie.
Sure you guys were Boondock Saints
He doesn't
fans.
watch Rated R movies. Daisy Ridley's Ray.
It's on the list.
Star Wars. James McAvoy was in the
that's
X-Men movies. It's just a bunch of comic book guys. I'm curious to see how the gameplay works.
So,
But I thought the overall presentation was pretty cool for this one.
12 Minutes was another one that they did a deep dive in. And they were talking to the main dev behind it. And this was one that I was already interested in. Honestly, I think everybody's interested in this game. Just very unique. And the more he was talking about it, the more interested I became in this game, where I just really want to play it. So, like, it's completely top down, so you can't actually see the characters' faces. But like Corey was saying, as you go about the loops, your characters or your main character remembers what has happened, and as he does the same thing over and over again, instead of his facial expressions being like, yeah, whatever, you could hear it in his voice that it's just like, yes, he knows what his wife or the cop or someone's about to say. He's been there, done that, and he's just kind of sick of having that same conversation every 12 minutes. So that voice acting in this is probably going to be very good.
Isn't this the one where they gave like an estimated time to complete of like 10 to 12 hours or something like that?
I've seen 6 to 8, but I guess...
Okay, 6 to 8.
He originally said that he thought it was going to be an 8-hour game.
That's fine.
And then he was thinking about 15 when it was all said and done, and you have your the final quote-unquote loop.
So
15
Kenny,
hours of the same 12 minutes.
I have a question, Kenny.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
when you watch a deep dive of something like this, do you feel like it gives away too much, or does it just get you more hyped? Because I feel like something like this, I would want to know a lot of the details. Because it's so story-based.
I guess it depends. And it also depends on how the developer goes about it. I mean, how do I say it? So for something like this is a game where I'm interested in, but if it was never Game Pass, I probably wouldn't buy it. If I have access to it, sure, I'll play it. But like, it's not something I really want to buy and spend money on. But after listening to the developer, because he did not give away anything. You can listen to it and you'll be spoiler free. After listening to it, it made me want to play it. It made me want to try to buy this game. But now if there was a story heavy game, and yes, they did go into the story and start talking about details, then no, I wouldn't want to listen to a deep dive on it. I think the way he presented this one was very well done. If you're interested in this game, I recommend watching the deep dive on it. I think it will get you more hyped on the game. I think it'll like I said, I think it'll get you more hyped on the game if you're already hyped on it, or if you're on the fence with it. Should be another kind of unique game in the list of idea at Xbox games. All right, so my turn for number 2, and this is a game that probably everyone's seen coming. My number 2 game, EXOMECHA. Another first-person shooter, but watching this trailer once again, I just got more hyped on this game. My God, this game looks so good. It's like
I thought it looked like poop.
You're insane.
That's why it's his number 2.
Some of it did. I think.
I don't know how you can, if you like first-person shooters, I don't know how you can watch this game and not just go, I need to play this game. It looks awesome.
Like your hand and the gun looks very detailed, but then if you look at everything else, the backdrops and the landscapes, like, eh. And I was actually not looking at our voice chat, and I was going to say, is this where we make the good Halo joke? But Koosh walked away. There he is. I'm sure he'll say something about it in a minute. But isn't this multiplayer only? It's free and it's free to play.
Yes, I don't know if it's multiplayer only. It looks like it. It looks like an arena-ish type shooter. It has giant mechs, guns blazing, very fast gameplay, Titanfall-esque. They have vehicles that are like giant, like spider tank things. They Transformers kind of, there's like some Transformers that looks like where they're having these epic battles. One has a sword and the other has like a battle axe and they're going at it. Then there's there's a giant robot dragon breathing fire. I don't know what this game is going to actually turn out to be. It just looks awesome. It looks so much fun. I cannot wait for this game.
I may have missed it. It's definitely not in this trailer, but are we assuming that you can take control of those big mechs? Or is that just like a thing that's happening in the
assume
game?
We could. It'd be odd if it's just a first-person shooter and there's these giant mechs having an all-out war and you can't do nothing with them.
Mm-hmm.
This one, it's coming out in August, so it's later this year. Like I said, I can't wait for it. Unfortunately, it's not coming to Game Pass.
It's free to play.
But yeah, I was just reading the TA thing. It is a free to play, so
yeah,
that's the right price point.
On the trailer says an immersive experience of team-based large-scale battles, a unique battle royale game mode. So I guess Waka's going to be playing it, and an objective-based game mode.
Yeah, it just looks awesome. It looks like a lot of fun.
We should ask him since he's here. Do you have any thoughts on EXOMECHA, Koosh?
Yeah, I mean, it actually looks like a fun first-person shooter. It kind of looks like Halo, like a fun version of Halo, but
Bam!
Yeah. It's like you took a Halo game and you actually injected it with fun, and you made it like a game you'd want to play with other people. Yeah.
It's kind of like Halo and Call of Duty had a baby.
Yeah, a little bit.
With Titanfall,
and
I guess.
Zoids and Titanfall.
I always thought Halo was too slow. This does look quicker paced, like
yes,
Call of Duty.
This definitely looks quick, and
this looks like a fast-paced
jumping
game.
doesn't look floaty.
It looks freaking awesome.
This looks like a Kenny game.
Oh.
Guess who?
That's why it's number.
Guess who recommended it?
Oh, because it's like Mech Assault and Titanfall-y. I see the little Halo thing, but not really.
I'm with you. I don't much see Halo.
Just
in
a
this.
little
I'm
bit.
just looking to rip on Halo. That's all.
Okay, fair enough.
I know you suck. Yeah, I don't much see Halo. I see more Titanfall, Mech Assault in this. Corey, what's your number 2 game?
All right, I cannot believe it hasn't been stolen, but I also think Koosh probably held back on it. My number 2 game is Death's Door.
Son of a...
Wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
So this is
Interesting.
a Devolver Digital game, and it looks really good. It's isometric, and you are a raven or a crow. You're a crow, right?
Yeah.
Crow.
And I don't really like. I didn't like pay attention to this, like if they had any story to it, because there's only about 20 seconds of gameplay, so I don't really know what you're doing. But it's like kind of like Diablo style gameplay. Like you're running around hitting, and I don't know I don't really know how to describe this game. I don't know if anybody else has a better something planned to talk about, but it's just I don't know, crazy game. And if you take control of an animal, you already have my attention. And yeah, number 2 on the list, Death's Door by Devolver.
So like
Digital.
we mentioned at the start, where we have streamers interviewing the devs or different personalities interviewing devs, this was actually the game that Stallion interviewed. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch this part of the presentation because I was at work and stupid customers wanted to come in. But I know he was asking about the achievements in this.
Yeah, he actually didn't do a bad job. As far as like the streamers, I wasn't expecting a whole lot from Stallion. I'm not gonna lie. But I thought he did a good job. His questions were short. They were to the point, and he mentioned achievements. Like I think his third question, second or third question was about achievements, and it definitely looked like he was interested in the game. So yeah, I thought that little segment was very cool.
It definitely looks interesting, and being Devolver Digital, it'll probably be a good game.
Yeah, there's not much about it here on the Steam page. They talk about how you can use melee weapons or ranged weapons or magic, and then there is an ability and upgrade system. But other than that, they don't really have much to say on it. I like the aesthetics. Again, you take control of a bird. That's you. That's pretty cool. And then I like the combat that I'm seeing, the little bits of it. And so being Devolver Digital is enough. Again, I pretty much went like publisher heavy on this. I'm putting a lot of faith in publishers that I know have put out good games in the past. So if you say Devolver Digital and they bring it to the table, I'm already like, I will try that. Yeah. So.
Yep. That's a publisher everybody pretty much has faith in. All right. Well, with that, let's take it into the number ones. Nate, what game have you been holding back? What is your number 1?
My number 1 is posted to the sheet. Oh, hold on a second. Let me get the links for it.
Oh, no. Really?
My number 1 is not Cloudsy. My number 1 is Death's Door. Corey, how could you?
Well, how could I put it number 2?
You don't know. You did not pay attention, apparently.
Hey,
this game.
Our number 1s and number 2s are just switched.
Well, yeah, I like to think of that all the time. So Death's Door. I guess you must have missed something. You definitely didn't see the Stallion.
I did not.
Interview. Okay, yeah, they go into a little bit more depth in this game, and I think had you seen that, this would be your number 1, because this is basically Curse of the Dead Gods.
Is it?
Oh, I remember you saying that in the chat
this
now.
Is basically Curse of the Dead Gods, but with a anthropomorphic character that is a crow. And you're going around, you're fighting these bosses. They mentioned Dark Souls. They mentioned that like you're going to be improving your character as you do more and more runs. The way they increase the difficulty is you will start your run with like this basic weapon that you can pick up in the lobby, which is an umbrella. And so like if you want one of the most difficult achievements in the game, You have to complete it with that starting weapon. So this is kind of like your Dead Souls, your Curse of the Dead Gods, kind of all wrapped into one in this super cool Xbox exclusive Death's Door.
Wait, what? This is an exclusive?
This is an exclusive. They mentioned that this was exclusive.
I missed that. That's interesting.
Yes. So this is exclusive. PlayStation will not get this. That's how cool this game is. That's one of the things that makes me so excited about it.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's going to be on Steam, but it's not coming to PlayStation. At least in the material I saw. Now, I could be wrong, and I'll admit that. But this game is just so cool looking. Yeah. I was in from the second I saw it. I think I typed in all caps when it came on. Just everything about this pulls me in. The trailer, the art style, the fast action combat. Yeah, I was surprised that this wasn't your number one.
Well, you know what? You're right. I did not pay attention. Had I we probably would have had the same number one and number two.
I think so, yeah.
There's another game that they announced that was, I've heard Curse of the Dead Gods like, but it does not look good, so it didn't even make the radar.
Okay. No, so this game for me is, it's really high on my hype meter, and recency bias, like 12 minutes, I'm super excited about that, but we knew about that like last year. So That's just taking forever to come out. It's
2 years ago.
I love Annapurna. They always do cool stuff, so I just trust them to do cool, fun things. But this being an unknown quantity, just in that stream, it blew my mind out. This was the number one game of the show for me, and I'm super excited. Cannot wait to try this.
It's another.
That's why you were quiet when Corey brought it up, because you just want to talk more about it as your number one.
Just looks like another trailer where the first minute, it's like cutscenes, and then 5 seconds of gameplay flashes by. Well, you get to see a bird smoking, so that's something.
They said that that's kind of like the just the setup. It's like the story setup. There's a hub world, and I guess these doors are where you go to get to the different levels. So yeah, you should watch that interview with Stallion. I know some people don't like Stallion. He did an okay job with this, and it was a good interview, and I think you should check it out. If you like this type of kind of like roguelite sort of, Curse of the Dead Gods, like, rinse, try, repeat, all that fun stuff. I did the order wrong there, but whatever. If you're into that, you should definitely check out that little interview section.
Well, let's go on. L, what game are you most hyped for from the ID at Xbox Showcase?
I get to go before you.
You get to go before me.
Well, since everyone's picking isometric view games, I of course have to go with Boyfriend Dungeon. No, I'm not going. No, I'm not going with Boyfriend Dungeon. Don't worry, Kenny.
I wasn't sure.
It's going to be.
Honestly, I could have seen it.
It's going to be a good game.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm interested in that game.
Stop it.
I am. I'm curious.
We know you are.
I'm Boyfriend Dungeon curious. I'm not ashamed. There's no shame in that.
Your boyfriends are the weapons. Okay. For some reason, Corey was hating on this game before we started recording, but Astria Ascending, Corey. Like, what? Why wouldn't I pick this game? This looks amazing. It's got beautiful hand-drawn art.
Yes,
it
does.
It reminded me. I don't know why. It reminded me a little of Child of Light. This is what I think I want a JRPG to be these days. A little bit shorter. It's got the writer from Final Fantasy X and the 7 remake, and music from the guy who did Final Fantasy 12 and Vagrant Story. It just looks beautiful, and you're crazy.
It really does.
As soon as I saw the girl with like the horse feet, now she's walking, I was like, nope.
No, this is not a Corey game by any means.
Because it looks good?
It's a JRPG. You ain't gonna play
It
this.
doesn't look that good to me.
Okay.
I'm not going to say it looks bad. I think it's a good looking game. Despite the leg to torso ratio of main character, I think it is a good looking game. And yeah, I wasn't looking at the bosom. I was just those legs go on for weeks. But yeah, I can see your. What did you compare it to? The stacked game,
Child of Light.
Child of Light. I can totally see that Child of Light, and it does look good. It's the type of game where I'm like, ooh, I would play that, but then I would never actually play it, like, because that's just not the style of game for me anymore. But like younger me, I would totally be playing this.
Just pause it on any screen and look at the backgrounds.
Yeah. There have been other games that come to Game Pass that are very similar to this. In look, unfortunately I don't remember the titles of them right now, but it's a good looking game. If this is your thing, this is a good looking game.
This was in my honorable mentions.
I would love to play this game and Octopath Traveler and Dragon Quest and all the JRPGs that, much like you, played in my youth.
And it's Game Pass. So.
It is Game Pass. Which a lot of them were.
That is confirmed. It will be coming.
But yeah, Corey, if you're not into the turn-based RPGs, even though you were recommending one a couple weeks ago, shockingly.
It's weird. Turn-based doesn't turn me off.
Right.
Everything else that I'm looking at turns.
No,
I like Pokemon. And then Monster Sanctuary.
So different.
And I'm going to be talking about a turn-based RPG turn-based RPG in a little bit.
That's so different. This is such a different take on turn-based RPGs, though.
But that's all I see. I see
Pokemon.
A woman with,
stilts.
6-foot legs, drudging through all kinds of weather and terrain, and then it's a turn-based battle with rats. I see a rat in here, which it should lure me in, but it doesn't. But everything else that I'm seeing, just no, thank you. They spend a lot of time on this game. It's probably like I see a lot of comments on YouTube saying, "This is the one that caught my eye." It's not for me.
Right,
and that's okay.
All right, Kenny. Last but certainly not least, what you got for us, Bubs?
My number one game is Chivalry 2.
Boyfriend Dungeon. Oh.
No.
Chivalry is not.
What?
Dead. Oh, Corey.
Have you played Chivalry 1?
I have not.
Okay, that's probably why you picked Chivalry 2, I guess.
I don't know. This gameplay trailer.
The first one looks cool, too.
Let the man speak.
Don't do that to me. Now you're making me scared. You're scaring me, Brian. Don't do that.
It's a dead game. The first one,
I've never even heard of this game until this one.
I think it's delisted. I have it. I have no achievements in it. Koosh, you're back. He picked Chivalry 2 for number 1.
Oh, come on. You guys are scaring me now. Come on, don't do that.
What's your number one worst game?
Oh, don't do that. You're scaring me. Everything about this game looks so cool in this trailer. It looks so cool.
No.
I love medieval games. And this just looks like it's like brutal hack and slash, first person game.
Well,
it looks.
This is probably a okay, yeah, it's probably a Fufu game, but it's one of those games where I'm like, this is a Fufu game.
I'm surprised Rift Breaker didn't come up.
Yeah, right, because that's tower defense.
I forgot about Rift Breaker. I forgot about.
You could just run around chopping off heads. This looks like a good time.
It looks like fun. It looks awesome. But you guys telling me that Chivalry 1 is terrible and is now delisted is scaring me.
I mean,
that's scaring me. I've never heard of Chivalry.
I should stream it.
It was like a bad. What's that game you love? With the cheese wheels.
The cheese wheels.
Yeah.
Skyrim?
Yes, Skyrim. Thank you. Which I've never played. I've never played it. It looks like a bad Skyrim, like a really bad Skyrim. But hey, they got a sequel out of it, so good for them.
So the thing about this is they were talking about how it's a 64 multiplayer battle where you just go into battle. Like I say, it's medieval, so you have your knights, you have battle axes, swords, bows and arrows, and it's just a murder fest. It looks awesome. Everything in the game, or most of the stuff in the levels, is interactive. So like you could pick up a barrel and throw it at people. You can like take up even pitchforks and stab people with them. You could throw chickens at each other. I think at one point I saw that some guy's on fire, so there must be a torch where you can go around lighting people on fire, maybe light your bow and arrow on fire. It looks awesome. But now you guys are scaring me to death.
I can't wait for you to play it.
I'm kind of confusing this with Kingdom Come Deliverance, but it looks just as bad. It looks just as bad, to be honest, to me.
Come on.
God.
Let him enjoy it. Don't say it's a dead game.
I think
Corey.
you got your list backwards.
Chivalry isn't dead. Let him be.
I think you're thinking of the
Let
next
him
episode
be.
where we talk about it's the Razzies.
All right. Well, this is available June 8th.
I'm happy for you, though.
I'll just tell you right now, the first one's delisted, so technically it is a dead game. I'm just going to say that.
Just wanted to make a Chivalry isn't
you're
dead
scaring
joke.
me.
Corey, come on.
Darn it, I should have replaced it with one of my other games. Because you guys are scaring me.
I mean,
All right. Since this episode's not long enough, I get one more pick since my number one was taken.
Okay, what you got?
Lawn mowing simulator.
I knew you were going to say that. I was expecting that somewhere on your list.
And I'm legitimately excited for it.
See, that
for real.
Okay. We'll go into honorable mentions in just a minute. That was on my honorable mentions, not because I'm looking forward to it, just because it's a lawn mowing simulator. Like, I like my simulator games, so I kind of want to play it, but at the same time, like, really? Lawn mowing?
And all we got was a teaser.
And that's all it was just a teaser.
And it looked dang impressive.
I don't know.
I guarantee you it will be better than Chivalry 2. 100%.
Oh, God,
yeah.
I hope you guys are wrong. Because you guys are scaring me now. I really hope you're wrong. Okay. Do you have any other honorable mentions you want to mention, Corey, real quick?
Well, did we finish L's number one?
Yeah.
I had to step away for a dog issue, but...
Yeah.
He didn't put it on the list, so I don't even remember what it was. Oh, wait, it was...
I know it's Astria Ascending.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah, Kenny's the one.
I'll just write it in here.
Kenny's the one that picked the one related to the dog issue.
Okay. I mean, I'll go through mine honorable mentions real quick if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it.
So Griftlands was a cool looking card battle game. Not really my cup of tea, but it was kind of pulling me in because it's the developers of Shank. So it's got that kind of Shank art style to it, and not only do you do deck building for combat, but you also have a separate deck for conversations and for negotiations, I should say. So that's interesting. Am I going to play it? I probably not, but it looks interesting. And I know other people are super into that style. Last Stop. This is another game by Annapurna, or where Annapurna is the publisher. And this is kind of like Parent Trap the game, sort of. You've got like two neighbors who get like switched somehow, and one of them's a game developer, the other is just a dad, a stay-at-home dad, I think. And so like they get switched and they have to go through their day, and you have to make decisions that so that they don't get discovered for whatever reason, because I don't know. But as far as gameplay goes, it looks pretty interesting. It looks well acted. It's got a really cool art style to it. So you might want to check that out. Echo Generation. You know, we've seen this for a while, and I was always interested in it. It's got that voxel style that Kenny loves. And that totally just looks like an interesting kind of adventure-y type game. Omno we talked about. The Wild at Heart. which is very easy to confuse with Echo Generation. And I like it for the exact same reasons. It's been compared to, I thought it was totally true.
I don't remember.
In the TA article, they said, sorry, it's at the very, very bottom. They combined it. It's like a cross between Knights and Bikes and Pikmin. And if that doesn't rope you in, then maybe this game isn't for you. But that roped me in immediately.
Not for me.
And I really like the art style. And like I said, it seems very similar to like an Echo Generation. And then the last one, the last one I wanted to mention briefly is Alba, a wildlife adventure, which I think, Elle, you'd be interested in if you saw this because of your kid, the whole kid angle too. It's a cool kind of exploration. You are this kid who's just kind of like skipping. He's just having fun. He's helping the environment. Looks like a really wholesome, fun kind of exploration game to give to your kids and let them get into that style of gameplay. Like the open world, kind of like the Island Saver type series, but maybe not as so shootery. Yeah. So I'm excited for that one just to see what it's going to be because it's not a shooter and it's an open world kind of adventure that I think my daughter could get into.
I kind of liked Lake because it takes place in the 80s, and that's just the best decade to be born in. Did you see the Lake trailer? Not too much was said about it, but I believe you go around delivering mail, and I don't think it's...
This was one they've showed before.
I don't think it's linear, right? It's like open worldy delivering mails.
Walking sim.
Yeah, there you go. It was like Untitled Deer game.
So it's like an
Way to the Woods. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That looks interesting.
That's what it looked like to me.
As long as it's not Deer God.
Oh, no. Definitely looked much prettier than that. All right, well, it was an exciting showcase.
So, my honorable mentions, the two that just missed my list, and now, God, after you telling me about Chivalry, I feel like I should have added them. One, I am super hyped that Among Us is coming to Xbox.
And here it is.
I had to mention it. Come on now. You did. Like I said, I am super hyped for this. And then the other game, Lost Eidolons. I have no idea how to actually say that. But it's like a medieval fantasy strategy RPG, kind of like Final Fantasy Tactics, it looks like, but with that fantasy RPG, like a black desert visuals kind of thing. It looks really good. This is probably my number 6 in my list. This one's not coming out to 2022, so it's not like it'll be anytime soon, unfortunately. Other games that hasn't been mentioned either interested in or looking forward to. Airport for Aliens, currently run by dogs.
Here's the meme pick.
Just looks bonkers.
Yeah, bonkers.
It's just bonkers. I want to play it just because it's just so out there. It's like Soda Drinker Pro level visuals, and it's just wild. Art of Rally. It's like what'd they say? A meditation racing game. I think it was what the words that they used for it.
It's like a Zen game. You just kind of zone in, zone out to it.
Yeah. Craftopia, just cow conveyor belts into a boiling lava pot. Yeah. Last Oasis. It's like Wild West, the movie.
All right, I think you're just naming off every game.
Yeah, I think so too.
Nope. That was it. That was all. Every other game that I was either interested in has been brought up.
Real quick, mine were Art of Rally as well, and The Forest Cathedral, which is like a puzzler game that takes up like half your screen, while the other half of the screen is like real world background stuff, but things happen in it, and it happens to relate to a real world story. I don't know who it is, but Rachel Carson, and she discovered harmful pesticides. I don't know. Sounds like something that was before my time. And it's like I was pretty hyped for it, and I kind of looked into it more and more, and it's just like I'll probably play it, but it's not one that I'm jumping the gun for. I actually got it confused with a different game out there that is on PlayStation and Steam that looks super good, but it's not this one, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, it looked like an interesting combination of like The Witness and something else, some sort of platformer. So I thought that was a cool combination. I want to see how that works out, but yeah, it wasn't going to make my list, but I'm very interested to see what that is.
Right. And then the last thing I'll mention, I don't like these games to play them myself, but I quite enjoy the like at least the community part about it, and then just what they're doing with AI in this next one. But Hello Neighbor 2 looks like pretty sick.
That looks very interesting with what they're doing with the AI.
Yeah, like how they're going to use community input to make the what do they call him, the neighbor, to make him
Mr. Peterson
smarter is just crazy.
Yeah, that's one where I have some questions for. Because if the AI is constantly evolving, constantly getting better, does that mean that he's going to be dumb right off the bat, and a year later he's going to be near impossible to beat?
This is how you get Terminators. I mean, this is Skynet starting right now. But I mean, to be honest, when I heard that, I was just like, ugh, so the game's going to get harder as time goes on.
Yeah, I probably still won't play it. Like I said, the game scares the crap out of me.
Yeah.
If you've never played it. And when they were showing how, they were doing a top-down view and showing like the AI and how turn 1 goes and how turn 15, how turn 100 goes and how he gets smarter. I want a top-down Hello Neighbor instead of like first person. I think that would help.
It's a little less scary that way.
Yeah.
Every time Hello Neighbor comes up in one of these showcases, I go, I want to play this just because it's anxiety inducing. It looks like it would make for a good stream. But I've just never played it because at the same time I hear people just go, it's meh at best. But yes, that was the ID at Xbox Showcase. There's a ton of incredible games coming out. Real quick, at the end of the showcase, they did confirm 20 games are coming day one to Game Pass. That list is Art of Rally, Astria Ascending, Backbone, Boyfriend Dungeon, for God knows what reason that's a game, Craftopia, Dead Static Drive, Edge of Eternity, Hello Neighbor 2, Library of Ruina, Little Witch in the Woods, Moonglow Bay, Narita Boy's already there, Omno, Recompile, Sable, She Dreams Elsewhere, Stalker 2, The Ascent, The Wild at Heart, Undungeon, and Way to the Woods. All of that list of games, day one Game Pass. Bunch of them we've mentioned here, and then there's a couple of other heavy hitters that we didn't mention that will be coming. If you haven't bought Game Pass, I don't know why you haven't. That's the biggest sales recommendation I could give, and really any of us could give. But Nate, what game are you going to recommend that's on sale this week?
Speaking of sales and Game Pass all together, Bad North was in Game Pass. I know I tried to finish it in time and was not able to. It is $7.50 down from $15. Real-time strategy. I don't know if that's really true. It's definitely real-time. It's kind of strategy. It's like Ancient Art of War, if you remember that. Also a little bit like Pikmin-y type. I want to pick it up. I'm going to pick it up so I can finish off this game because I liked it. I'm not going to say it was the best game in the world, but yeah, if you missed it or you started it, now's a great way to pick it up. Goodbye Deponia, $1.29, down from $12.99. This is a point and click, 6 to 8 hour game. It is from, why can I not remember the publisher?
Daedalic?
Daedalic Entertainment.
I don't like them.
So you're familiar. They just haven't done a ton of point and clicks, so you kind of know what you're getting with them. There is a walkthrough on Steam. You will not find one on True Achievements right now, but maybe at some point that could change. Seems like a great price if you like your point and clicks. And then there's a game called Hero Defense. It's $8.99 down from $30 is Tower Defense. It has one unobtainable, and both Corey and Fufu have started it, and now they're going to tell me why I'm wrong for adding it, because they never finished it. Or almost finished it.
Yeah, I don't remember it being bad, to be honest.
So this game, wow, I did a review on this way back when. This game is like a hero-based tower defense. So your normal tower defense, you have multiple towers, your machine gun tower, your laser tower, bomb tower, blah blah blah, and you can place multiple of them. This game, like I said, is hero-based. So as you go through the game, you unlock more heroes. Well, you can only have each hero down one at a time, and you actually have to move them in around the map to strategically place them to defeat whatever enemy. You know, this hero is strong against this one, but weak against this one. This one gives a damage boost to those around it. So that's where the strategy comes in it. It's also RPG-ish, as in you can as you play through the game, you earn gold. You use that gold to upgrade their skills and stuff like that. You also you have a town, and as you upgrade the town, you unlock new weapons, new abilities. You're able to upgrade your heroes. That's actually how you upgrade your heroes. You have to upgrade the town first. I believe that's where the unobtainable comes from, if I'm remembering correctly, as you literally cannot earn enough gold to be able to unlock everything, which is one of the achievements.
So what do you think? $8.99, is that a good deal for knowing that it has an unobtainable?
I say yes. I really enjoyed the game. The only reason why I haven't gone back to it is quite honestly because I forgot that it was a game. There's just been too much.
There's too much out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's just too many games.
I think it lost me with the
it's good.
RPG-ness of it. I like tower defense, but this kind of strays away from that classic tower defense gameplay.
Yes, it is definitely a different take on the tower defense.
Sounds like a definite maybe.
Yeah. And I just double checked on that unobtainable. Yes, it is for fully upgrading the village, and it is for the reason I gave. You literally cannot get enough gold to upgrade it completely. 2 games I'm going to recommend that you pick up. First game is Solar Shifter EX, $10 game down to $2.49. It's an on-rail shoot 'em up. Nate, this might be up your alley as well if you haven't played this one. I was watching a gameplay trailer, and one of the very first screens that pops up is bullet hell. And that's very much what this game is. It is a bullet hell game. It looks fun. It's a shoot 'em up game. Just watch the trailer. You kind of know what you're in for. If you like the game, you'll probably enjoy this.
Fun fact, both that game and Hero Defense that you just talked about both have unobtainables and both published by Head Up Games, who I mentioned earlier. I like every other game they make. So
every other game, yep.
Yeah, whatever game I mentioned before, maybe I should wait on it.
I forgot that this was published, or Hero Defense was published by Head Up. Interesting. Okay. That's cool. But yeah, that was another thing that I noticed. And then another game, most people probably have picked this up when it was Games with Gold, whenever. It's been a long time. But Tumblestone, $20, or it's usually $20, and it's $3 right now. It's just a fun puzzle game. I don't really know how to exactly describe it, but if you like puzzle games, you'll probably enjoy this one. Tetris-y matchmaking kind of a deal. I don't know. Watch a trailer. If you like puzzle games, this is maybe something that you're interested in. What you got, Corey?
So mine's a pretty simple recommendation. I won't be getting it just because I'm I'm super laser focused on games I'm playing right now, but I believe this is the first time it's been on sale, which is why I'm mentioning it. I have a price tracker on it, so that's how I knew. But Nexomon Extinction is $16, normally $20. Again, first time I've seen it on sale. And this is
What
Pokemon.
is this?
Straight up Pokemon on Xbox. You can get achievements. If I did not have like a focused mindset on what I'm going to be playing like next, I would be getting this one for sure.
Oh, this is interesting.
Have you never seen it?
I have never seen
It
this.
is Pokemon in its truest form.
Yeah, totally. That's interesting. I might have to $15. Maybe if it goes a little bit more on sale. Yeah, that looks good. I back him on this one. L, you gonna recommend anything?
I recommend you find my Pokemon parody song and listen to it over and over.
All right, so he doesn't recommend anything.
I recommend Nexoria Dungeon Rogue Heroes. It is $3.49 down from $4.99, and it contains 3,000 gamer score, and it is Xbox Play Anywhere, and it is supposedly pretty easy. I can't think of a reason not to buy this game. Corey apparently is missing one achievement. What are you, preloading this this last one here? Get that,
that whole 19 TAD there.
Yeah. What are you waiting for, Bubs?
To be honest, I've just forgot about it.
Get it done.
I'll get it done on the next title update. I don't know why it has 3,000 gamer score, but it does.
Yeah, this is
it's not
an easy gamer score game for sure.
It's not a super great game. I barely remember it. You're like walking around a dungeon. You have random encounters. And I think you can eat a sandwich. So I see why you're interested.
Oh, goodness.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, just looking on the side of TA, roguelike, turn-based RPG. I'm like, oh, okay, this might be interesting. Now look at the screenshots, and it's...
Yeah, it's very basic.
It looks to be like a 2 to 3 hour completion with the DLCs for 3,000 gamer scores. So, yeah.
Well, I think
interesting.
I think the sales obviously aren't usually that great the week before the spring sale, right? So,
yeah, that's right. The day that this podcast comes out, that night is probably the night we will get the big spring sale, which usually lasts 2 weeks, right? So I imagine
something like that.
I imagine we'll have a nice meaty sale section next week.
Something else I'm hoping that we get next week is the actual Games with Gold. I'm kind of hoping that this announcement was an April Fool's.
Nice Games with Gold way.
Gold way.
This okay. We really do say the same thing every single month when this drops. Thank you for the free games. You're building my digital backlog. I have more games in my library, but eep. Yeah. So, if Games of Gold, Vikings, April 1st to 30th, there's an Xbox One game. The other Xbox One game is Truck Racing, April 16th to May 15th. And then we have 2 360 games, Dark Void, April 1st to April 15th. And then Hard Corpse Uprising, April 16th to the 30th. Yeah.
I could tell that
no comment.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you,
it's
hardcore.
I'm not hating this.
Hardcore is like Contra, right? That's a good one.
It seems like it. It seems like it. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not hating this. Now that I'm looking into it, Vikings, Wolves of Midgard or whatever it is like a Diablo. I like Diablo. Truck Racing. We'll skip over that. Dark Void. Okay, I played that a while ago. It was kind of a decent 360 game. And the Uprising, yeah, it looks like Contra. This is maybe not horrible.
That is the one thing I was going to say. Like, Vikings and Dark Void, not really doing anything for me. The truck racing, a smidge.
Truck racing championship.
I like racing games every so often, so I can see me jumping into this, having a little bit of fun, and immediately deleting it. The Hard Corps Uprising, everyone online is saying that this is basically an Xbox 360 version of Contra. That sounds fun.
Graphics,
but yeah, that honestly, when I look at it, I think that's the shining star for me. But yeah, the game this month is kind of.
Then again, you like Chivalry too.
Like
Hardcore is also 200 gamer score, 1265 TA. Yeah, this is probably very difficult. 91 completions.
Yeah, that's
out of 10,000.
That's games of gold. Beggars can't be choosers. At least we're getting free games, and also at least Game Pass is absolutely killing it. Whereas Games of Gold is just
it's an afterthought.
It's free.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I think they should give one newer
you for the
game
free
and
games.
one classic game on each. You give away a Borderlands or an Assassin's Creed that people might already have, but at least it's something people know.
Yeah, there's plus and minuses to what we're getting. But that's that. We've been talking about games that are coming out from the games in the Idea at Xbox showcase, but yeah, what more games are coming real soon, Corey?
All right. So this is the week of April the 5th. That's the 4th. That's the Sunday. But the first games coming out won't be till the 6th on that Tuesday, and that would be Breath Edge. It's a very positive rated game on PC, and that is coming to consoles. You have to survive in outer space, so you're crafting tools and piloting vehicles, and looks like building your space station. I think you might like this, Fufu. You should check it out. It's giving me Subnautica vibes, but in space.
Interesting.
It's like a Z throwback.
I don't know why it's so funny.
It reminds me of
I like crafting.
a Z throwback.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it's a Z throwback. The in space. It's a joke.
Oh,
Some people will get it.
Well,
wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
That's
from this game.
Like Destiny in space.
Right. Right. I got you.
That's
now.
a dead horse,
There's
Ivan.
a scene where
Remember
you
that?
Very long time.
a chicken in a vending machine.
Yeah, there's an immortal chicken in the game. I don't know what how important he is, but apparently fairly important.
Huh.
Also on the 6th, yeah, you got something, Fufu?
No, I was just going to say, these types of games I have interest in, but I just never wind up playing them.
Well, I definitely recommend that one for you.
I can see me enjoying it for a couple of hours.
Also coming out on the 6th is a game called Lost Words Beyond the Page, published by Modus Games. I really like Modus Games typically. So this one looks interesting. I like it visually. It looks like mostly a left to right platformer adventure game. And that's all I got. If that's typically your jam, check it out. It does seem to have a very good narrative to it. So I think that's probably where it shines.
Might want to mention that it's written by Rihanna Pratchett.
I saw that. I don't know who that is.
That's Terry Pratchett's daughter. So Terry Pratchett of Discworld fame. So
that's awesome.
It's got something, and the art style looks pretty good, and it looks like one of the mechanics is moving words around the page to change situations and stuff like that. I had my eye on this one. It looks great. I'm excited for this.
Well, there you go. The only Pratchetts I knew of were actually Pritchetts, apparently, in Modern Family.
Huh.
I don't know who else you said. All right. Anyways, that's going out on Tuesday. All right. April 7th. A game called Lux Slinger is coming out. This is a spaghetti. No, it's not Eep. It's very pixely, kind of like Westerado. But it is apparently has dark humor. It's a spaghetti western. It also has graffiti in it, and jazzy hip hop beats, but it's in like a 2D Westerado type vibe, and that's all I know about it. It definitely looks better than Chivalry 2.
God,
sorry.
I hope this game comes out and it is effing amazing, just so I can spike it in your.
You know what? I will let you do that if that happens.
God, I hope that game
I'm
is
not
good.
scared.
Now you guys are scaring me. Stop it.
April 8th.
Scaring me.
April 8th. Cozy Grove comes out. I don't know much about it. It does not appeal to me very much. It looks like you are. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know. It says live sim game that you're on a haunted island, but it looks like a watercolor coloring book type art style. I don't know. Not for me. If that's you, check it out. What the Dub? Yeah, sorry, I had nothing for that one. What the Dub also comes out April 8th. Now, this one is a Jackbox-like game. People can join the game and play. It's a party game. And the cool thing about it, I thought, was that it plays like movie clips, and your task is to write a sentence for a movie clip, and a voice actually dubs what you write. So it puts it into the movie, and you can hear it audibly. Seems kind of funny for a night of partying with your friends or family. Yeah, what the dub. The last two games are on April 9th. That is Gravity Heroes. This looks like a one-room typed action-packed 2D platformer game that is local multiplayer. So if that is up for you, then check that out. Up to 4 people, it seems. And the last one's called Yoko and Yuki Dr. Rat's Revenge. It's a chili dog game. It looks like a chili dog game. I don't even think it deserves more time than that.
Yep.
It's like a one-screen puzzler that you rotate the screen and use gravity and stuff. I don't know. That's about it.
This looks like one of the Ratalika's 10-minute completion games.
No, it's definitely a Ratalika competitor.
All right. Well, let's get on to contest. L, go ahead, give us the GTASCtt.
The last.
All right. The Great True Achievements Score Challenge 2020, I guess, is now over.
Finally.
In the teams, in 5th place was Bury the Light, with community members Pertum Kruskral and Slayer reigning. It looks like they didn't do too much in the last week. Pure Escalation 2.0 was number 4. Number 3 was Vicious and Delicious, featuring Sniped by a Girl and Dano Omen. We're down to a 3-person team by the end. Number 2, Quarantine Boys Inferno 118, Triple Triad 777, Sir Polygon, and Irish Warrior. And number 1, the winners of the GTASCCT 2020 is this Team Jim's infamous ballad of intoxicated shredded robots and Icefire. Is This Just Fantasy? Featuring, of course, infamous Jimbot UK, Intox Shreds, and Icefire TN. They compiled 347,000 TA difference to finish in first place. Which, if you're keeping score, is more than FufuCuddilyoof has. Total. But they really,
in a week.
Who knows what they had preloaded. That is the way to win. On the individual side, we had in 10th place Unky Tim Fu, who finished in first place the week before. I guess he just wanted to make the finals, and that was good enough. Number 9 was Rossos Ross. Number 8 was Magic Munkicks. Number 7 was our very own Elroy OMJ. Love that guy who
Way to
was
go,
good
buddy.
enough for number 7. What's up there, Kenny? Oh, okay. Thought Kenny was going to say something.
Huh?
Number 6 was Execution, BK. Number 5 was PhD 999. Number 4 was Sniped by a Girl. She had 52,000 TAD. Number 3 was Triple Triad with 81,000 TAD. Number 2 was Inferno with 118,310 TAD. And the winner was Infamous with 123,714. Now, what was interesting is that Inferno had almost double the amount of achievements that Infamous did. He had 835 achievements. Infamous had more TAD with half the number of achievements, 457. And I believe they were pretty close all week long. I know the GTASCtt Discord channel was hopping, and there was the audio chat in the morning, as there usually is, with the UKers giving their play-by-play of who's getting eliminated, who's dropping their preloads.
This one was close.
Yeah.
Like, even down to the wire.
Very close.
Like, what is it? Like 5,000 TAD is the final difference between first and second place. That is not a lot in finals week.
No.
So congratulations to everybody, especially Infamous. And
way to stick with that.
And I messaged him, and he said the first game he's going to play is Chivalry 2. So good job, everybody, with the GTASCtt. I think overall people seem to enjoy the 6-month format as opposed to the full year. I still think it was one heck of a long time. We'll see if they change it up at all for the next iteration. Usually the number of people on the team changes without fail always. I suspect that TAD is going to be the metric they use from now on because nobody wants to see all the baby games being dropped all the time. Any other thoughts, guys?
Not really. That's it's crazy showing by everybody who made it to finals.
Y'all are crazy.
Yeah, just everybody who went ham that last week is nuts. And seeing a lot of those names in the Discord is pretty cool, too.
You're all free. You'll be hearing a lot of those names again real soon. Real soon.
Go ahead and do the crab challenge too, Al.
Oh, I get to do crabs. All right, the crab is back. And it's gonna be trouble. And I don't remember what crab stood for.
Crazy Random Achievement Bash.
Yeah. So you get a list of 30.
RTDL was already trademarked.
Yes, it was. You get a list of 30 achievements. And if you pop 15 of them, you get a new shiny badge. And you have the entire month of April.
Which is quite a bit.
It is, but there's an article on TA teaching you how to... yeah, there's an article teaching you how to basically do that. Adjust your game collection. I believe you can choose from games that are backwards compatible, not backwards compatible. You can choose whatever you want to choose. I think we'll know more when we're able to sign up. I don't think we were quite yet.
Yeah, registration for this starts on April 1st. So the day this podcast drops, you will be able to generate your list. No fooling. And yeah, so to be honest, I was thinking they would say, just do 5 achievements and you get your badge. I'm quite surprised that they did 15. Now, I know you can make it super easy, but maybe people will choose to
come on,
go a little wider with their list.
One every other day. You can do it.
Mine, my list will be as tight as I can get it, but with just Metroidvania games.
Mine's just going to be games I've started, I think.
So all of them.
Yeah, just about everything.
Are you going to include all of them, Nate? Because I feel like this type of competition will get you to go back to some games that you haven't played in a while.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to play games basically because I am lazy and I don't want to curate. I'm just going to say games I've started only, please. And maybe I'll just say games I've started on the X1. Just so I don't have to go filter. And if I lose my badge, I lose my badge. So
No.
I feel like this is like the month of decision making for L. Like this is RTDL, but he has to get a badge. So go for the badge. Go for RDTL points.
Both, of course. Why not both? Hope for the best. I did pretty
Hope
bad
you
with
get
RTDL.
a little crossover.
I did very bad with RTDL this month. I had 13.
How dare you.
13. Not like me.
You don't even get a badge for that.
No, I get nothing. I'll have some more stories about that next week, but there are more contests.
Yes.
speaking of getting nothing,
More
it's the Gamertag Challenge. Current month is a high zone, and actually you do get something, so that's just a jokey joke. And he chose wildcard game Mass Effect series, so any achievement or previous completion gets you that one bonus draw. And for his bonus, he gets I've not copied it into the sheet, but it's Toy Story. You got a friend in me, so it's getting achievements with the word TOY anywhere in the, or I should say the letters TOY anywhere in the achievement title. Same thing for story. You're looking for STORY in the achievement title. Now that is pretty much over, so make sure that you get any of your valid achievements marked down on the sheet and turned in, let's just say the first 2 days of April, and we will go ahead and do the drawing for that on the next live show. And in the meantime, let's tell you about April. Our Gamertag Challenge, pulled from our Patreon pool, that's alliteration everybody, is Carpe Adams 79. And we will be giving you more details later.
I was this close.
It's not going to be
I
Big
knew it
L.
wasn't going to be you.
I didn't know what it was, but I knew it wasn't going to be you.
That was my favorite.
All right. Well, let's continue on to the last part, which is Brag Camp.
All right, longest panel ever. Let's go through this. Completions. LSOC has completed 200 games. Philip Wendell 300 games, as well as Quick Don't Die at 300, and Sir Polygon at 350 games. For completion percentage, Triple Triad 777 completed 71% of his collection. RPG Davey completed 75% of his games, and Kingsman 2625 has completed 80% of his games. Koosh.
In ratio, I've been waiting all day to try to say this correctly. Eruteric has reached, that's creature backwards, a new milestone with a TA ratio of 1.9. He's playing them difficult games. Freedom Girl 85 with a TA ratio of 2.0, playing those slightly harder games. In streaks, we have Crazy Catman, currently on a 50-day win streak, as is Infamous. Eliphet 77 is currently on a 100-day. Did I say Eliphet? Eliphalet 77, sorry buddy, is currently on a 100-day achievement win streak. And then we have Chesno at 450 days, Unky Tim Fu on 1600 days, and Plantain 42 is currently on a 2,800-day achievement win streak.
For achievements 1, Reset 42 has won 10,000. I'm Like Zero, 11,000. Boots Orion, 16,000. Red 47, 22,000. Jimbot UK, 29,000. And Inferno has reached 30,000 achievements won.
All right. In gamer score, Seamus McLimey has 450,000 gamer score. The Jodine has 550,000 gamer score. You put them together, they got 1 million. TA score, Sir Polygon, 650,000. Dunkos, 800,000. Mike Pitch, 950,000. Infamous, 1.5 million. Triple Triad, 1.8 million. And Jimbot UK and Inferno 118, 2.1 million TA.
Nutso.
All right, we have a crap ton of leaderboards, mostly due to all the GTASCtt
All the
people.
leaderboards.
I will do the best I can. Alex R. Davies is in the top 100 of the completed games leaderboard for Xbox One Vayners. And the top 200 TA leaderboard for Vayners overall, and top 20 in England. Nicely done. Crazy Catman's in the top 500 of the Gamerscore leaderboard for Party. Dude with the Face is now in the top 20 of the Georgia Gamerscore leaderboard. Freaky Row, top 10 Virginia TA leaderboard for Party. GTASCtt team winner, Icefire TN, is in the top 500 of the USA TA leaderboards, top 100 of the TA leaderboard for Platformer, and the top 5 of the Connecticut TA difference leaderboard. Nicely done. iMike Zero is in the top 200 of the Florida TA leaderboard. All right, Infamous time. He's got probably too many to say. Top 100 of the TA leaderboard for Xbox One. He is in the top 50 of the TA difference leaderboard overall and the top 5 of the TA difference leaderboard for Xbox One. That is insane. Inferno is in the top
awesome.
100 of the TA difference leaderboard and in the top 5 of the New York TA leaderboard. I'm totally going to catch you, Inferno. You just wait. Inigo Montoya, my good buddy, is in the top 5 of the completed games leaderboard for racing. That is crazy good. Beep, beep. Jimbot UK is in the top 100 of the TA leaderboard as well. And he is in the top 10 of the England TA difference leaderboard. And he's third in TA leaderboard for Xbox One cycling and TA difference for Xbox One in England. Mental Knight is now number 1 in the TA difference leaderboard for Party.
Nice.
You're number one.
Wow.
You're number 1 in my book, Mental. Party time. Excellent. Sabins Rothschild's in the top 50 of the TA difference leaderboard for card and board. Vulgar Latin is now in the top 10 of the Gamerscore leaderboard for collection. And in his quest to get higher on that leaderboard, he's looking to buy an Xbox 360 PAL console, as he was asking about today in the Discord. I believe he's looking to play the Sega Genesis version, that I guess is the Mega Drive version. But you need a PAL console to get that, to do that. Wild West is now second in the Utah TA leaderboard. And last but not least, X Neo 21X is in the top 100 of the Achievements 1 leaderboard for Vayners, and in the top 100 of the TA leaderboard overall for Vayners. And super last but not least, want to wish a super happy birthday to Corey, whose birthday was a few days ago. Happy birthday, Corey.
Happy birthday.
We love you.
Happy birthday, Corey.
And I want to wish a happy birthday to Kronos, who had a birthday like before me.
Who?
Happy birthday, Kronos.
I think yes.
I was looking that one up.
It's about time.
It's about time you had a birthday.
Every year. Every year.
So two of the
Who would have
two
thought?
of the 4 Avengers had birthdays in the same week.
Yeah, and Prue just
Mighty
had one
Avengers.
not too long ago either.
Oh, please. I mean, if you guys didn't get 1 million gamer score on your birthday like he did, then you're just... Psh.
Next year.
Okay. We're going to hold you to it. All right, if anyone's still listening
Somebody
to
send
this,
him bets.
thank you very much. We love you.
There's still more to go.
There's more to go. We have 3 more hours of... oh my God,
Go get a
Mike.
drink.
Yes.
We'll take a quick break.
Pretend you're having you're hosting an idea at Xbox showcase. Go take a break.
Enjoy
Go
these
potty,
messages
get
from our
something to
sponsors.
drink.
Countdown timer.
Because we have lots of extra content that is coming up after us. But before you get to that, be sure to check out all of our socials and stuff like that. We stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/AH101. Next week is our live show. We will be doing our Patreon giveaway.
Oh, boy.
our Twitch sub giveaway, our Gamertag challenge giveaway, any other random giveaways that we feel like doing, come check us out live.
Dead giveaway.
Yeah, one of the giveaways is for just anybody just viewing, whether you sub or
viewer
Patreon or whatever.
giveaway.
Just as long as you're there, you're entered.
Lots of giveaways. While you're due, follow and consider subscribing to us. If you want to get into contact with us, follow our Twitter. Send us some Twitter tweets at Achievements101. Join in on the Discord, discord.io/AH101. Our YouTube. Please go subscribe to us there. All of our reviews that we do, live streams get thrown up there. This podcast gets thrown up on YouTube. YouTube.com/AchievementHunting101. Also, if you enjoy this, please consider helping us out. Keep the lights on. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/AchievementHunting101. And last but not least, whatever platform that you are listening to us on, please like and review us. Really helps us out, helps us grow the community. Bigger community lets us be able to do more things, give away more games, have more events, yada, yada. And as always, all these links, if you can't remember them because you're falling asleep after this long panel, all these links are in the show notes doc. Just go read the show notes. You can find them there. But with that, class is dismissed. See y'all next week live on Twitch.
Don't get fooled
It's
again.
time. I want to see another It's Time intro, by the way.
Another one?
Another
I'll
one.
consider it.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
A mansion sits dormant deep in the woods until a family moves there and uncovers the dark secrets it possesses. Hey y'all, Elroy MJ here with a review of the latest game developed by Stormfront Studios and published by Vivendi Games. It's a beat 'em up, and it was released on February 5th and is currently on deep discount for about $10. It is an 8 to 10 hour completion and is currently worth 1,361 TA. Now, this game features a deep backstory where a relative of the family has researched all the mysterious creatures of the forest. So we're talking ogres, fairies, trolls, grabassers, goblins, and all kinds of things. Now, he was preparing to expose them to the world, and that's when they finally got to him and they killed him, as you know these mysterious creatures will do. Now, the secrets were meant to die with him until a mom of 3 kids drags her family into this hellhole. Now, this woman is a real piece of work. She got divorced because she's some kind of Jezebel, but due to the corrupt judicial system, she was somehow awarded custody of all 3 kids. Now, they all want to live with their father, especially this one, but here we are. They're in the car with her, and they're going to this house. In any case, not exactly Mother of the Year here, but she drags her kids to this haunted house, I guess. I don't know if you would consider it haunted, but it's definitely got its issues in that there's a bunch of creatures there that want to kill you. And then the very next morning, she's like, see ya, and leaves them there all by themselves with no babysitter or anything. Don't believe there was any phones or anything. It was set in a time before cell phones were prevalent, no house phones. So basically, they're on their own. So it's like, hey, kids, here's a completely new environment. It's deep in the woods. It's away from society. I'll be back in 10 hours. What's the worst that could happen? And that's where the game begins. What's the worst thing that could happen? Well, that's the thing that happens during the tutorial level. So this angry youngster that can't stand his mom stumbles upon the research that the dead relative did, and then brings to life all the creatures that want to kill the family. And that's basically the synopsis of the rest of the remaining levels. So this child has to walk around his own home with a bat. You have to be wielding a weapon so that he and his brothers and sister do not get grabbed by invisible enemies and dragged into the bowels of the woods. Sounds pleasant, right? So days survived are tied to achievements, and thus one is awarded for each day that you're able to survive. Unfortunately, the devs did not exactly put much thought into the names of them. For example, there's an achievement called Chapter 1 Complete, Chapter 2 Complete, Chapter 3 Complete, etc., etc. And those are earned for completing Chapter 1, Chapter 2, and Chapter 3, respectively. The house, having sat dormant for so many years prior to this inept mother abandoning her kids there during the day, it has other things to do besides just survive the waves of goblins and trolls that are trying to kill you. The house also features lots of local wildlife that serve as collectibles. You get an achievement for killing and thus collecting 10, 25, and 50 cockroaches for the Roach Killer, Roach Conqueror, and Roach Master Chivos. If 3 collectible achievements get you excited, you know, that's pretty exciting stuff. But if you were hoping for more, guess what? You're in luck. Another 20 plus collectible achievements await you as you wander around the premises trying not to be killed by mysterious creatures. Several of these achievements are for collecting fairies that are just floating, they're just floating by, and you have to catch them in the net. Now, the good news is that not only is it a pain to find these multiple locations, as well as the emotional damage caused by the annoying mechanic of swinging a net at the fairy, but also in play is a mini-game. Once you capture the floating fairy in a net, you then are forced to try to quickly dump paint all over the screen to try to fully uncover the fairy in order to get credit for collecting it. If this sounds tedious, that's because it is. If it sounds confusing, that's because it is. Unfortunately, that is really what the whole game is about. Finding crap and not dying. Now, one really cool thing that I did like about the game is that during all of the cutscenes, it did not use CGI characters, but rather they hired live actors to act them out. I thought this was a really cool feature and something worth mentioning, and it's perhaps something that other games should consider doing. It was pretty much the only enhancement of the game that I could find. Now, all in all, I just cannot in good conscience recommend this game, because anytime you have a 1-to-1 ratio of collectible achievements with any other kind of achievement in the game that has, 50 achievements, you probably should think twice before playing it. Now, the story is pretty engaging. It'd be perfect for kids that need to be put in their place and know that there are all kinds of dangers out there and that something invisible could literally drag them off into the forest at any moment and murderize them and their families. So despite this valuable life lesson, I give Spiderwick Chronicles only 2 out of 5 roaches. Put those 2 roaches and those 5 roaches together, and you get how many stupid freaking collectible achievements there are in this game. 25. 25. Oof. So come on. It's not Spiderwick Chronicles. It's Spiderwick Collectibles. In any case, you can reserve your copy of Spiderwick Chronicles, the feel-good troll beat-em-up, today on eBay or from the deep discount rack at your local neighborhood GameStop. It has been a grueling contest. Over 2,000 entered, and were dwindled down to just a select few over the course of half a year. Countless hours poured into it from so many individuals, all in pursuit of one thing: a hoodie. A hoodie of such power, of such significance, that individuals across the globe would put their jobs, their wives, their kids, their health, their hopes, their dreams, everything on the back burner just for the opportunity to someday put it on. The contest has ended in a spectacular finish. The dust has settled, the smoke is cleared, and there is nothing left to do but conduct a 2020-2021 GTASCtt Tourney Thingy Roundup. I am joined today by a man who needs very little introduction. Now that the contest is over, he is able to find time to speak about the journey of the GTASCtt tourney thingy and how this year's contest went. Redemption denied!
Hey, what's up? What's up, guys?
No. Redemption denied was the 2018 GTASCtt tourney winner.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry.
Inferno! No, that was the 2019 GTASCtt tourney thingy winner last year. And then the 2020 GTASCtt tourney thingy was somebody famous. So we're not talking to any of them. Instead, we are joined by the individual eliminated from the 2020-2021 GTASCtt in week 6 in 859th place, and who was a mere 9,117 TA difference below safety that week. He is the unofficial, official AH101 GTASCtt correspondent. He is Dinobull.
Hey, it's me.
What's up, man?
What's up?
I know you've been just waiting to do the full contest wrap-up, so
yes.
It is finally upon us. I mean, what an exciting contest it was,
Crazy contest. I've been keeping a close eye on it.
I know that you have, because you are the official, unofficial GTASCtt correspondent for AH101. So, but a lot of people out there are not as plugged into it as you are. So why don't you just walk us through the final few weeks and how we got to the final results, and maybe talk about some of the craziness that was leading up to the finals.
Well, I'm sure Mental was probably in there somewhere.
Yeah, he was until he mailed it in and dropped out. Maybe
the Hazos team was in there. Maybe
I'm sure that they were.
Yeah. Redemption denied probably won everything.
He did in 2018. That is correct.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was when it was just all pure gamer score. So as everyone knows, the rules are a little different this year and the year previous. So Redemption hasn't been back quite so much yet. So what do you think of that final week, though? I mean, the final week was pretty crazy. The final week featured 10 gamers. Might go ahead and point out that 2 of them, it was their 3rd straight trip to the finals.
Whoa, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I know. It was Unky Tim.
Oh, classic.
And your boy Elroy. I love that guy.
Hey!
Yeah, I know, man.
Nice.
Number 7, man. It was pointed out to me that in the final week I scored 101 achievements. So I was on brand. Koosh company man pointed that out to me. So 101 achievements from AH101 Elroy. So there you go. But that famous guy won, and then the Inferno, he kind of flew, blazed across the sky, and they both had like over a lot of TAD. So here's something for you.
Okay.
So we were talking beforehand about this, and I think a lot of people will be amazed by this stat. So you, being the gamer score beast that you are,
mm-hmm.
You got your 291,654 gamer score.
Yep.
And that is worth 423,786 TA for a difference of 132,131 TAD.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. And so this final week, that infamous guy, he's not just famous, he's infamous. And he scored 123,714 TAD in the final week. So basically what we're saying is scoreboard. You totally owned him. You had beat by 9,000 TAD. He came for you, but you
almost had me.
Well, at 9,000, not to be confused with the 9,000 deficit that you were below safety in week 6. That was a different 9,000. This was 9,000 in the positive. See, yeah.
He wasn't playing any Ziltalian. How do you pronounce that? That publisher's?
The Legend of Zeltalion.
Yep.
Adventures of Link or something. I
Yep.
forget.
One of those things.
Yeah. Yeah, so walk us through your demise. I was noticing that, and then it all came flooding back to me that you and your friend Super Ducky and a few others kind of bit the apple of Eden, so to speak, and paid the price.
Yeah, one for those updates.
So, so you were feeling pretty good when you were in 43rd place in week 5, I assume. You're probably feeling pretty safe come near the cutoff, given that you were about 7,000 over the line at that point, which doesn't sound like a lot, given that the line was only like 2,000 and you were, at 9,000. So, at what point did you realize that y'all had stepped in it, I guess, is the question.
I guess week 5. I think we all were giving up, so that's why I decided to even do the update. Play the update, because I was like, everyone else was giving up. So I was like, well, might as well do one more thing to keep us in another week, even though if we'll knock us out the next week. So.
Oh, okay. So week 5 was your breaking point.
Yeah.
And that was a crazy 5 weeks, though. Right? I mean,
it was fun.
That is some determination right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I was actually looking at your overall gamer score, and I forgot to mention that you've been gaming since 2007. So
yes,
you have experience on your side. I was just curious if you had any idea what your first achievements were from.
Maybe Call of Duty 3.
Maybe not.
Well, no. Okay. You say 2007?
2007, January 15th, 2007, in fact.
Call of Duty 2 or Call of Duty 2 or 3 is the only thing that's coming to mind. Maybe Halo 3? No, January 2007?
Think a game bigger than that. Bigger than Halo.
Bigger? Oh.
Yeah.
GTA, no, that's 2008. Never mind. 2007. I don't know. Nothing. I'm drawing a blank.
Hexic HD.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get bigger than Hexic.
That was AAA game right there.
Swept the country. I mean, that was all that anybody could talk about in 2007 was Hexic.
All those blockbuster cutscenes. Loved it.
Yeah, and ironically, though, you didn't jump in both feet because you played that for a little while, got 3 achievements from it, and then you're like, I need something different. And then you went and played Bros of War and got 2 achievements there. All in 2007 on January 15th. Those were your first 5 achievements. You got 3 from Hexic and 2 from Bros of War.
Nice.
So, yeah. So there you go. I forgot to mention that earlier. So let's take a look at the games, all right? So the top games from the contest. I was looking at it on the individual side because after my team got eliminated, I really didn't care about the team. Although I must give a special shout out to the overall number 3 team, which featured Sniped by a Girl and Dano Omen. It was basically a 2-man team that carried. It was kind of the Weekend at Bernie's team. They dragged a corpse to the finish line. And then their 4th player was eliminated. So it was just the 2 of them. That's some definite words of wisdom for Dano and Snipe for their hard work in getting 3rd.
Yeah, good job, guys.
Yeah, worth mentioning. I guess we should mention the winners. The winners were that famous, infamous guy, and then he was on a team with Jim Bott. I believe that he might have won last year. I can't remember. And then on the team side, and then also Icefire Tennessee. So my fellow Tennessean brother. Yeah,
I know that guy.
Another Southerner. Yeah. So them 3, and then somebody I don't know, Intoxicated Shredder or something, something like that.
That sounds like a cool name.
Yeah, I know. It's like the adult version of TMNT. It's like the ninja guy. That's the Shredder guy, right?
Yeah,
I think it is. Yeah, Splinter. I was confused the two.
It's a Shredder, right?
Splinter's the rat, right?
Yeah, Splinter's the rat.
Okay, I got you. All right, he's not a rat, but he is the rat.
The rat.
Yeah. So on the top games on individual, as you might suspect, 4 of the top 10 were Minecraft. You've heard of Minecraft, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. You played them all?
I've played some of the 360 and some of the Xbox One version.
Okay. Awesome. Well, the Android was the top number 1 game in individual. It took the number 1 spot. The Xbone was the number 2. Win 10 was number 5, and iOS was number 8. And then the Switch was in there somewhere in like the top 20. I don't know. But also interesting to me was 10 of the top 50 games for the contest had some kind of specific cheat in it. So you could like cheat in it somehow.
Like Bard's Tale RPG.
Yep, that was actually number 9. That was the highest one. See, look at you, man. I know you were our correspondent for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been keeping up to date.
Yeah, any other ones that you wanted to mention that were in the top 50?
Subnautica.
Yeah, that was last year in the top 50, I'm sure. Probably.
Oh, for this year?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I specified there.
Okay. I mean, rest of them are probably like Bullet Beat, maybe?
Bullet Beat. Are you talking about Hyperdot? Bullet Beat? I don't even know what Bullet Beat is.
I think it's what it's called.
Bullet Beat.
It's one of those X game. The
Is it? Oh, the Legend of Extillion.
Yeah, them.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
It's one of their games.
No, there's a cheat on that.
Oh, there's no cheats. Never mind. Yeah, sorry. Never mind.
That was a great example, though. But it's very similar to the game, to another one called Hyperdot. Very similar. Lots of dots and bullets and moving and things trying to kill you. Yeah, that was number 32. That's the one where you like bounce it between your consoles. Shoot. There's a couple with console commands. So you had like Ark Survival Evolved was in there. You had Pathologic 2 in there. And then there's a couple that had assist mode, like Scourge Bringer. I don't know if you count Xenocrisis as assist mode. That was just kind of like a cheat menu of sorts. And
was Sims 4 in there? Or is
Sims
that last
4,
year?
yeah. That was number 28.
Okay.
Sims 4 with all the little mods you can add in there. That was definitely on the list. And then Friday Night Freddy was on there, where you like click on the little poster and it like, you just advance or something. And then
Friday, you mean Five Nights at Freddy's?
That's it. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, what did I say?
Freddy. I don't remember now. Freddy
yeah.
Freddy 5 Nights.
Yeah, the one where you click on the poster. I don't know. I never played this game. I played that one, but that's about it. The one where there's like the little animatronics trying to kill you. Yeah, that one. And then Goner 2 was actually on there.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You can glitch that one?
Yeah, Goner 2. Yeah, it was kind of a late one. I think Skeptical Mario found that one, and it's a stack too. But basically, lots of TAD on that one. But all you have to do is hook up a second controller and never enter the scene. Like, just you stay in the little tube, and then you can just die as many times as you want, and then you can just go kill things. And then if they kill you, you just pop right back out, and you're good to go as long as that second controller just stays in safety. So, yeah. So that one you could stack. There was a Windows one as well. So that was pretty cool little glitch, because I definitely hated that game. So just saying. But and then there's a bunch of other weird little games that made that. I don't know if did you play any of these? These were kind of like the ones I considered the big games of the. I don't know, the top 5 games that I would have probably never played if it wasn't for this stupid contest. So let's see if you played any of them.
Okay.
And they were all except for one were in the top 5, or in the top 50 rather. We got Morkred. Did you play that one?
Never heard of it.
All right. That one actually has the number 1 overall Chivo for the contest, which was the hardcore mode. But it's like a twin stick thing where you control one person and the other
Is it a twin stick shooter?
No, it's like it's more like Brothers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, except for you don't end up going into a cave with some chick that kills one of the brothers. Spoiler alert.
Spoilers.
Yeah, but with Morkred, it's like I don't even know how to describe it. It's kind of a weird. It's very similar to take brothers and then give it like an illegitimate fling with what's the name of that one? Limbo.
Okay.
And then it bursts out this bastardized Morkred. That's kind of what it is. Kind of like a minimalist design with one control
Sounds
for
like
each
crap.
character. It's actually fun, man.
Oh, that's fun?
It's actually
Oh,
fun.
okay.
That was
Oh,
actually the
okay.
only one
Oh,
of these
sorry,
that I
sorry.
actually enjoyed, man. Yeah, Morkred. It brought it, man.
Right,
It was
whenever I forget how to spell that, I might check it out.
yeah. It's Morkred. The 2Ds, yeah. And then how about Dunk Lords? Did you try that one out?
No, that's the basketball game, though, right?
Yeah.
We got games for gold.
Yep, it cheated me some achievements, so I stopped playing it. Like, all right. So there's an achievement for getting 70 points on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So on the hard mode, and then there's an achievement for getting 35 dunks on hard mode. All right. So riddle me this. I got the achievement for 35 dunks, which are all worth 2 points each, but yet I did not get the achievement for 70 points. Isn't that interesting? I don't know. Yeah, I actually scored 70 points like 5 times, and it would never register it for me, so I just gave up on it.
Because you already had like more points.
Yeah, man, I hit 7. Yeah, and it just didn't like me, man. I don't know. I think it has something to do with NBA 2K, the free game and all that. The Prelude. I think it has something dating back to that, but I'm not sure. How about Eastshade? Have you heard of that one?
Yeah, I think I played that. That's the one with like the bird people.
Yeah, man, it's freaky, man.
Yeah, I played it for maybe 10 minutes.
That's about 10 minutes too long.
Yeah, I wasn't too big on it, but
Oh man, that was the most boring game I played all year, man. That game, oof. Oh,
I'm not gonna say all that because I only gave it 10 minutes, but
you should go back and play. You should definitely go back and check it out.
No,
And play
I
it
don't
for
know.
several hours because it's just, man, it's just the excitement that just keeps on giving. Yeah, it's like you survive the tutorial, they give you an achievement, and you think, okay, and then like the next achievement's like 2 hours later, and you're just like, and then the next one after that's another 2 hours, and then it's like all the achievements are in the last scene or so. It's just nauseating, and then it's just brutal walking around, and there's all these weird creatures staring at you, and I don't know, just not my thing. I don't know.
not mine either.
Yeah. What about the Falconeer? Did you try that one?
No.
Yeah.
Is that shoot 'em up?
Yeah, you're a bird that's shooting them up, man. It's
Hell
like an
yeah.
aerial, man. You're just like shooting these. I don't even. It was kind of like, I don't know, Game of Thrones with birds. I don't know. There's like all these different factions, and
Wait.
then you play as each one.
Is that the one that's like Star Fox? Like it's
Yes.
Yeah. Have you played Star Fox?
Yeah, I played Star Fox, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess it's similar. Yeah, it's just like Star Fox.
Just like
Yeah, it's just with falcons. But yeah, that one actually grew on me. I didn't hate it, but it was different. And then the last one I thought of was, and this one actually didn't make the top 50. Was Killer Black Queen, something alien. I don't know. It's like a weird little game, but I don't know. Anyway, so those were the games that kind of stood out to me. Were there any others that stood out to you, perhaps?
in the top 10.
Yeah, just in the top 50 that, yeah.
I don't have the list pulled up, so
Yeah.
I don't.
No, okay, that's good. Yeah. Dandara wasn't on there, where you like throw a bunch of salt at people and stuff, and then Undertale didn't make the cut either. That was a cool little game.
That game's pretty fun.
I like that.
I started playing it the other night. Put like an hour into it. It's pretty fun.
So yeah. Well, is there anything else you want to add to the GTASCtt?
The GTASCct. No.
All right.
Yeah,
That is straight from the mouth of our correspondent. That now, Dr. Seuss once said that don't be sad it's over. Be happy that it happened. So where are you on such philosophical journey with the GTASCtt now that it's over?
I'm so sad.
Are you in the sad phase?
That's so sad.
Well, you know what? I got something that might cheer you up.
Mm-hmm.
How about we just talk some varmints instead?
Oh yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Howdy, y'all. We are back by popular demand. We are Achievement Wildlife Hunters. In case you didn't know, it's been a country minute since you last heard us, and we are Achievement Hunters, and we're big fans of all them critters out there. So this is what the fancy folk call a synergy of both Chivos and wildlife. Hence, Achievement Wildlife Hunters. I am Brer Elroy, and I am pleased as punch to introduce the newest member to the Achievement Wildlife Hunter lineup. He is from Backwoods, Kentucky, which means he is good people. Put your hands and knees together for Brer Dinobull. How's it going, Brer?
Howdy, it's going well over here.
How's Kentucky treating you?
It's treating me pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah, you know, with all this quarantine stuff, I haven't really been running into too many animals, though.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry to hear that, but
Yeah.
we'll get there. We'll get there.
Mhm.
So, well, we got some good talkings for you today, but we might as well do the big reveal of what our Critter Chivo Spotlight is on. All right, get them nose plugs out. It is no other than the...
Everything is under control here, TV20. As you know, we really take great pride in our technical excellence. We're having a little problem, but we're trying to get it fixed. Keep calm. Nothing's wrong with your set. Hey, guys, hang on. Hurry up. Whoopi, don't worry. It's going to be fixed any minute now.
So thank you kindly, and happy trails to all.
Hej, jag är Wakanese och idag ska vi lära oss om blodpudding. Blodpudding är en klassisk delikatess som finns i flera varianter, vars huvudingredienser är grisblod och mjöl. Puddingen kan kryddas på många sätt, men innehåller oftast nejlika och någon form av sötningsmedel, ofta sirap. Blodpudding innehåller inga gamerscore eller achievements. Idag tillverkas nästan all blodpudding i storkök och säljs i halvkiloslimpor för ungefär 10 kronor, vilket brukar räcka till 2-4 portioner. Limporna skivas på samma sätt som brödlimpor och steks snabbt upp på några minuter i en stekpanna. Blodpuddingen kan sedan avnjutas som den är eller med sylt, ofta lingonsylt. Då blodpudding är väldigt enkelt att tillaga, ofta uppskattas av barn och är väldigt billigt, är det en vanlig rätt bland barnfamiljer och studenter som vill spara tid och pengar. Många tycker dock blodpudding är väldigt osmakligt, både på grund av dess ingredienser och dess smak, vilken ofta är väldigt söt beroende på kryddning. Ha en bra dag allihopa!